Up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is time for the Buffalo Bills versus the Denver Broncos. Here we are in the basement, ready to kick this thing off. It's going to be a tough game today. It'll be a really tough game today for the Bills. I still think they can pull it out because you just can't count out Josh Allen. Denver has a mean defense. They even had a great defense when they weren't good. They had a great defense when Nathaniel Hackett was their coach, like they always have. But now they get Sean Payton, a real head coach. Boom, here you are, ready to go. Ready to go. That's what's up. But the Bills, they have two. I mean, Shavers is out. Gabe Davis is out. This is not good. This is not good. Shavers and Gabe Davis are both out of the game. So this just puts it even further. This puts it even further in the hole for the Buffalo Bills. But, again, you got Josh Allen, you got away. That's just the way it is. You got Josh Allen, you got away, period. That's what it is. So here we are, getting ready to kick this thing off right now. OG Cellar Dweller Manav, first in the basement. Manav's in the basement. Dan is in the basement. Another Cellar Dweller accounted for. What's going on, Dan? What's up? Let's go, Bills. Let's go, Bills. I'm going to be no. What does that mean, Manav? I'm going to be no. What does that mean, Manav? Here we are, ready to kick off. Let's go, Dan. I'm on the Bills bandwagon for the playoffs. I'm on the Bills bandwagon. You already know, Dan. You already know, Dan, that I do like the Bills. We need a New York team. We need New York superstars, Dan, to win big rings. Jim Kelly never got one. Patrick Ewing never got one. Henrik Lundqvist never got one. Josh Allen is in the midst of trying to get one. Aaron Judge in the midst of trying to get one. Come on, these are legends not only of our teams, but of the game. They're legends of the game. Goodness, come on. All right, Manav, come on. Check back in with us, Manav, when you're done bowling. Good luck, man. Have a great time. Cullen, first Aussie Dweller accounted for. Cullen's in the basement. Let's go, Bills. And the Rangers won today. The Rangers won today. Beat up on the Philadelphia Flyers. It was 6-1 for a while. Of course, it made it 6-3, but the Rangers won 6-3 today. The New York Rangers won. Mika Zibanejad at his 10th hat trick as a New York Ranger today. Rangers, they won. We're 21-22 now. We just got to go on a run. We're still in it. We're still well in the playoff stuff. Yep. Hey, Dan. Yep. Good afternoon, Cullen. OG Cellar Dweller Gunner dropping in, getting the view for me. Thank you, Gunner. The Rangers won today, Gunner. The Rangers won. They smashed Philly. Kickoff, return, and stuffed. First quarter underway. Thank you, Gunner, for dropping in. I know how hard that is for you with your Bills on, but we're all Bills City here right now. Had the Rangers to start. They beat Philly today in Philly. Philly's on a 6-7 game losing. Oh, no, there's a player down already. Someone on Buffalo is down. Let me see what happened. I saw it. Oh, helmet to helmet. His head snapped back. 42. Who's 42? Oh, I hope he's okay. He's still down. He's face down. All right, going right to commercial. Good morning, Manav. Hey, one Gunner, go Bills. You're modding Invictus chat. Great, Angus. Thanks for dropping in. Angus, I didn't start watching the Lightning game until after it was on last night. The Blues, how come they don't play like that all year? When I turned it on, the Lightning were down 2-0. Then I saw them tied up. I saw the rest of the way. The Blues, Hoser was good in net, man. Wow, Angus. Wow, Angus. Good going, though, Angus. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate the like and the man. I'll be on maybe tomorrow for the Lightning game tomorrow. The Knicks play tonight, but I'm not doing back-to-back games today. Thanks, Manav. The game is on free TV here. Yes, it should be. It should be. I would think that's the biggest American thing going on right now. Good, Cullen, so you can follow along. Well, already someone looks like their head snapped back. I hope he's okay. Dan, yeah, not good, man. Not good, Dan. Who is it? Who was that 42? I know he's a special teams player. It's not like I know everybody on the Bills. But, yep, Angus. That was cool of him to drop in. Yeah, Victor's on too. Everybody's on. Hit that like button, fellas. Not a lot of us, but it's always as it goes. Bruin, OG cellar dweller accounted for, and basement bouncer in the basement. Bruin. Rangers. There's a Rangers victory today. Stella says, what's up, everybody? A Rangers dominant victory in Philly. If you're going to bounce back against Philly. Mika Zibanejad, hat trick today. I think it's its 10th all-time as a Ranger. Spencer Martin started in goal. I don't even know who he is. He came up from the AHL Wolfpack. I think he played for I don't know much about him, but I know this. First start as a Ranger, and he got the win. So let's go. Let's go. I think Panarin's going to be gone too, Bruin. They already told him they're not extending his contract. He refused a short-term deal. They're not going to give him a long one. I am a Panarin fan. I'm going to hate to see him go. But you might as well get something for him before you let him walk for free. So, yeah, Spencer Martin, his kid started in goal today in Philly. And we won. Yep, Bruins, Manovsky. Yes, Cullen Rangers. We're still in last place, but we're in the mix. We're in the mix. Everybody is within a few points of each other. We're in the mix. Cullen, it's still only January. Bo Nick's back. Completed pass across the middle. First down. I know the Broncos are number 1 overall, but for some reason it doesn't feel right. Peso! OG Cellar Dweller accounted for. Peso in the basement. What's up, Peso? Glad you made the appearance, man. Just keep checking back in. Man. Glad you made the appearance. First and 10. Mean. Go New York, go. Mean. It's going to be a New York day. The Knicks are on right after this game today. The Knicks are playing the Suns. Hopefully Brunson is back. Handoff. That went absolute. Whoop, hold on. Missed tackle. What should have been a 3-yard loss turned into a 4-yard gain. Missed tackle by the Bills. Come on. Mean, happy to have you in here, man. Always appreciate the support. Boy, right there, 97. Boom. Should have had him right there. He missed him. 4-yard loss turns into a 4-yard gain, at least 4 yards, I'm guessing. No, I was wrong. 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 now, man. It should have been 2nd and long. Hold on 1 second, Dan. 2nd and 4. Snaps back. Puts it up. Did he catch that? He caught it. Uh-oh. We think a hard ball to the Giants. What happened? A hard ball to the Giants. Dan, what do you mean? What happened? You lost me on that one, Dan. Tell me what's up. Hey, Peso from Manav. Peso. Yeah, Peso, man. It's good to see him in here. Dan the Man's in here, too. 1st and 10. Man, these guys, the Broncos are gaining 4 yards at minimum on first down, man. This is crazy. Yeah, Stella. Step up. Stella, you got Mean Green, and people want to say hello to the Stella Dweller. Stella. Hello. No hello right now? Hello? Maybe you're on with everybody. Who's that? She is a sweetheart, guys. She's going to be 1 year in February. No, it's going to be 1 year in February. Hey, Stella, come here, baby. She is a sweetheart. Good girl. 2nd and 5. Knicks back. Caught. About a yard short. Manav says hello, Stella. Hey, Green, what's up? He meant Harbog. Oh, thanks, Bruin. That one right. Hard ball to the – oh, wow. Okay. Thank you, Bruin. I would have never guessed that. Thank you, Bruin. Yeah, Harbaugh to the Giants. Thanks, Bruin. That's a big pickup. The Giants are going to be right back on the scene. It's a great coaching hire. What's up, Bruin from Green? 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. Handoff. Boo! Oh, no. Bo Nix, fake handoff, gets the first down on a quarterback end-around sneak. You know what's irritating for us Jet fans? You know what's irritating? It's watching other teams like Bo Nix and Drake May and Caleb Williams, etc. They get young quarterbacks, don't look that good in their first year. Right? Okay, that's acceptable. But look at them now. They're all in the playoffs. And the Jets, we get quarterbacks that don't even, not only that they don't look good, they don't look like they even know what they're doing. We struggle getting a first down. When I watch these quarterbacks and these guys like, man, I'm jealous. Man. We can't even get a first down. Nick's back. Oh, bobbled ball, still catches it. Boy, Buffalo, they are walking right down Buffalo's throat right now. Goodness gracious. My telecast seems to be a little ahead, or maybe it's the stream that's a little behind. I don't know. It seems to happen that way over here too, Cullen. It's not just where you're at, but it seems to be over here too. And once in a while, I'm going to make sure it's not me. Yeah, it's not me. Once in a while, I'll pause the TV and then I come back downstairs and start it, and that's the reason I'm behind. But nope, we're all up. 2nd and 4. Bo Nix keeps it. I think he got the first down. What's going on, Bruin? 67. Yes, I do know. Stella came out of this right here. See that egg? That's what she came out of on February 15th of 25. February 15th of 25. That's like baby shoes. That's what she came out of. It's like baby shoes. 3rd and 1. I don't know if he got it. He's short. I think he's short, or they're giving him a nice spot. I think he's short. Manav, birthday February 4th. How old are you going to be, Manav? Yeah, long time no see for Peso. I know a lot of the Bills fans need to watch the game. They want to watch the game. But Gunner at least pops in and keeps the view on for me. The Knicks are on after this game. I don't think I'm doing that game. I might stay on and do the Knicks. Let's see what time they start. I think it's 7:30. I don't know if Brunson's playing tonight or not, but yeah, it starts at 7:30. He's 2 inches short. 2 inches short. Grady, another Aussie dweller accounted for. Grady, a fellow Lions fan, going for the three-peat. Grady's in the basement. What's up, Grady? What's happening, man? Good to see you in here, Grady. Gunner is Danny's watching the game. Anytime I do a Bills game, he always checks in and keeps the view on. But he's so engrossed in the game, he doesn't much chat in the Bills, so he may not have seen your what's up. 4th and inches, and they're going for it on the – I mean, they're in the red zone. They're on around the 18.5-yard line. I'm seeing if they're trying to make the Bills jump, which is what – no, they snapped it. 1st and 10. Not 1st and goal, 1st and 10. What's up, Gunner? Good afternoon. Yankee Kyle, another cellar dweller accounted for. Yankee Kyle in the basement. Hey, did you guys see what the Mets did to the Phillies? The Phillies had all but the literal signing of the paper, Bo Bichette going to the Phillies, and the Mets swooped in, whoop, and took him. Mets swooped right in and took Bo Bichette. Doesn't matter. The Dodgers are winning the whole thing anyway. Handoff. Fumble. The Bills got it, and they were offsides. If Buffalo got this recovery, it's offsides on Buffalo. This will go right back to Denver. It's offsides on Buffalo. It's offsides on Buffalo. I guarantee you. Because if it was a false start, they would have whistled the play dead. Watch. Offsides on the Bills when they recover a fumble. Automatic first down. Come on. It was a good strip, too. Goodness gracious, man. Yeah, Bruin, it's bad, man. It's bad. They say this is just like the Yankees in the 90s. No, it's not. It's really not. The Yankees players, a lot of them they brought in, yes, one here or there, Roger Clemens, Cecil Fielder, yes, but Scott Brocious? Chuck Knobloch? These guys are Hall of Famers? This is a disgusting. Watch them get Bellinger. If the Yankees screw around and don't get Bellinger, look at Bo Nix didn't get anything there. Now, watch him go for Bo Nix and Bo Nix for Bellinger. If the Yankees screw around, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers signed Bellinger too. It's funny because now even the people that hated the Yankees forever, even 2 years ago, they went for the Yankees in the World Series. But you know what? I can't wait for the salary cap because it's coming. Same thing they did in hockey when they had a year suspension in 2005. That was over a bunch of topics, but the salary cap was one of them. And guess what? Billionaires always beat millionaires. Touchdown, bro. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it in the end zone. Wow, that was a huge drop. Right in his hands. I mean, right in his hands. He dropped it. Oh, my gosh, dude. Right in his hands. Oh, that's shameful. Now it's third down. You better hope you get a touchdown here. You're going to kick a field goal. Code, another cellar dweller. Aussie dweller in the basement. An Aussie dweller in the basement. Third and 6. Oh, now they got to kick a field goal. Man, they had a touchdown. After all that time off the clock, there's 7:33 left. They had a touchdown. On top of that, though, not for nothing, they fumbled the ball. I mean, it would have been Buffalo's ball anyway, so they got to look at it maybe like that. Peso, life's been kicking my ass, but I'm bouncing back. Great, man. Keep bouncing back. We all got to do it at times, man. Bounce back. Good, man. Good to see you back in here. Good to see your name in here, man. Good afternoon, code word, the serial killer. Technically, this is a cowboy game since wrangled by cowboys. Okay. And Roger Staubach and the Cowboys in the 70s beat Craig Morton and the Broncos in the Super Bowl. Going back 50-some-odd years. The Craig Morton wore number 7 before John Elway, just for useless trivia. The AFL has no private ownership of club and has a salary cap. Baseball needs a salary cap, and I'm a Yankee fan saying that. Baseball needs a salary cap. I'm a Yankees fan saying it. They need it. What's up, Code? Damn, my goal this summer is to go Yankee Red Sox game. Sure. You know what's funny to me is when players sign with the Red Sox, they immediately talk like Willie Contreras and Sonny Gray. The minute they sign with the Red Sox, they talk crap about the Yankees right off the bat. When players sign with the Yankees, they don't even think about Boston. No matter what's happened recently, whatever, Boston is 18 rings behind the Yankees. They're 18 rings behind the Yankees. The Yankees live in Boston fans' mind more than the reverse. The players go to Boston and immediately sign and talk about the Yankees. Nobody does that I know of coming to the Yankees. And the minute they sign with the Yankees, they talk about Boston because they're not really concerned about Boston. Boston never has dynasties. They're one and done most of the time. Throughout their course of history, In the last 100 years, the only decade that the Red Sox have beaten the Yankees straight up, is the 70s. The 70s. That's it. Every other decade, the Yankees has owned them. Just now, we finally beat them in the playoffs. Yes, in a small loop of time, the Red Sox have been beating up on the Yankees since they came back in that disgusting 3-0 choke job by the Yankees in 2004. They've been beating the Yankees consistently since then, but that's a blip. It's a blip of time compared to the big picture. But they think everything starts over when the century turned. That's what happens when you got to reach for something. You got to go for, since the century's turned, who has more rings? No one said it stopped there. You're 18 rings behind. That's reality. That's not the past. What is the present today? It's 27-9. That's presently, right now. That's current news. Anyway, that's what I had on. Look at that. With that going to the Yankees-Red Sox game steered into. And Sonny Gray, we didn't like him he sucked on the Yankees anyway. He couldn't play for a big market team. He thinks the Red Sox fans are going to back him if he starts doing what he did here with the Yankees. They're going to boo him out of the stadium. They're going to boo him out. Ask Carl Crawford how that worked out. One thing the Red Sox fans are passionate. If Sonny Gray does the job that he did for the Yankees in Boston, they're going to boo him out of the stadium. Good to hear, Peso. And we beat the Bills twice in a row, too. Oh, that's right. You're a Broncos fan, right, Code? You're going for the Broncos? I'm going for the Bills, and they're a division rival. But they're New York, so I'm going to go for them. I just only don't go for the New York Islanders. It's the only New York team I will never go for. The Bills were – the Bills have had a lot of rough years, man. Besides the 4 Super Bowl losses, they went 17 years without even making the playoffs. The Jets are threatening that. We're 15 years now. So I'm going for the Bills because to me, in a way, for a long time, during those 17 years, the Bills fans stayed loyal. The Bills Mafia stayed loyal. During those 17 years of just absolute misery and bad quarterback play, bad coaches, everything the Jets go through right now. And they stayed loyal. I respect that. The only teams I hate in our division is the Dolphins and the Patriots. That's it. Yep, agreed. Yes, Dan. It's true, though. It's true. They want their little pocket of time. Right, you got it. You have a pocket of time. James Cook up the gut and still going. That had been almost a 25-yard run. 24-yard gain. I was close. Huge. Beautiful cutback. Let's go. Keep pounding it. Let's go. They're going to have to work the run. Oh, they do in Wrigley Field. Those are the old classic stadiums. There's no doubt. They definitely have that. Fenway Park is a really nice stadium, man. They should keep maintaining it and restoring it so they don't have to get rid of it. No, that's very true. And Wrigley Field, another one that just should automatically be restored. Just keep restoring it. Yankee Stadium didn't have to be rebuilt. George Steinbrenner did it because the city approved the Mets to get a new stadium at Citi Field. Because Shea Stadium, I've been there a billion times growing up. It was a dump, and it had structural problems and everything else. They deserved a new stadium. The Yankees didn't need a new. The Yankee Stadium now is like a shopping mall. I like the old Yankee Stadium better. It's like a shopping mall. You go in there, it's a mall. You feel like you're in a mall before you get to the actual stands. First and 10. The one thing the Bills got, the Broncos don't, is Josh Allen. There's no Chiefs, man. They got to do it now. They got to do it this year. Pitch out to Cook. Oh, another big run. First down. 2 receivers hurt, no problem. We're going to start running James Cook, who's a great running back, down your throats, and then we still have the threat of Josh Allen, who can also run and do multiple things. I guess I have to go for the Bills because they're red, white, and blue. I'm going for them because they're in New York, but that's a good reason. Oh, that's right, because you're a Bulldogs fan, right, Cullen? Bulldogs are red, white, and blue also. Yes, Dan, that's what Cook does. It's amazing how fast Dalvin Cook, his brother, fell off the map. How did Dalvin Cook fall off the map that fast? I mean, he fell off the map. Running back, I mean, it happens fast. Remember Jamal Anderson for the Falcons? There's running backs that come along and they had flash in the pan for a few years and then boom, they're gone. The Dirty Bird years. Josh Allen back, gets rid of it. Woo! First down. First down, Shakir. The Bills are 3 straight plays, 10-plus yards. You guys remind me when I don't change my banner. I forget. I get all caught up in the game. Now, the Broncos can say, man, we should have had a touchdown. They should have. But the Bills can say they should have had the ball if they had not jumped off sides. It would have been a turnover anyway. Handoff Cook. At least 5 yards. What happened here? Hold on a second, guys. There you go. Code, the New York Giants have more recently played in Connecticut than they have in New York City. You know what's funny, Code, is the whole thing here, the media makes you believe that the Jets and the Giants are the only teams that don't play in the area that they claim to be. They're like 7 miles outside of New York City. They could call themselves the tri-state area Jets and Giants. The San Francisco 49ers play 75 miles south of San Francisco. They're nowhere near San Francisco. They play closer to San Jose. They're in Santa Clara. That's 75 miles south of San Francisco. The Washington Commanders play in Maryland. They don't even play in Washington. They play in Maryland. The Dallas Cowboys play in Arlington, not Dallas. They don't play in Dallas. They play in Arlington. It's marketing. It's marketing, and Josh Allen got it. So the media just talks about the Jets and Giants, and really it's like a Patriot thing. Well, we didn't lose in New York. We lost in New Jersey. And it's like, you lost in New York, period. They're 7 miles outside of the state. No other team you hear about this with, but it's true. Commanders are the Maryland Commanders and the Santa Clara 49ers. So I find that, I mean, the Jets can play in Barrow, Alaska for all I care. I just want them to win a freaking get to the playoffs. Running back like Rux in the AFL would, when you get a good one, it's super important. They can be elite, but they also can get most injuries, and you shouldn't waste the top 10 draft pick on them. Yeah, because it's the NFL doesn't call for it anymore. Arlington is practically Dallas. Then you just proved my point, Code. Arlington is further from Dallas than the New York City is from MetLife Stadium. MetLife Stadium is probably 12 to 15 miles away from New York City. Arlington is 20 miles away. You know, I know that. I drove trucks out of Dallas. I drove 18-wheelers. My main point was in Dallas. That was where the company I contracted through is in Dallas. Arlington is 20.3 miles away. So the New York thing, that's what New England fans like to say a lot. Well, we really lost to New Jersey. You lost, period. You lost to the Giants. You lost twice to the Giants, twice. What's weird to me about Patriot fans is they pride themselves on how much the Brady Patriots beat the Jets. Like, everybody beats the Jets. They were 30-7 with Brady at quarterback, and they pride themselves on beating the Jets, and I really think it's because they could never beat the Giants. And in the playoffs at home, the Jets actually beat them. So technically, the Patriots against the Jets and Giants in the playoffs, including Super Bowls, are 1-3 in the Brady era. But of course, they would beat the Jets that many times. Why is that a big deal? I don't understand why that's a big deal. Everybody beats the Jets. I never understood that one. They are far away, and the Washington Commanders play in Maryland. They're further away. The Jets and Giants are actually closer to New York City than Dallas is to Arlington, than San Francisco, or even the Commanders are. They both used to play in New York, and New York keeps an edge for marketing. The Arlington Cowboys aren't going to market as much as the Dallas Cowboys. It's Dallas. It's a major city. San Francisco, compared to Santa Clara, is a huge difference. It's all for marketing. Come on, Josh. Get out of there. Go. Just run. Just run. First and goal. He made the first down. He's down. That can't even be reviewed. First and goal. Let's go. It's for marketing, Dan. It's for marketing. The Jets and Giants is for marketing. And without the Jets and Giants, Dan, the NFL there would be no rings in New York. Dan, there'd be no rings in New York if it wasn't for the Jets and Giants. So, but the Jets and Giants are just picked on because they're New York teams and they're picked on, but all these other teams get a pass for not representing where they are. Neither do the Commanders. What about them? They play in Maryland. Why aren't they called the Maryland Commanders? Because Washington is bigger. The Ravens don't even call themselves Maryland. They call themselves Baltimore because everybody knows that city. It's a major city in Maryland. I mean, technically, the Bills don't play in Orchard Park either, but they still are in New York. First and goal, Cook got stopped. Come on, Buffalo. Come on, don't get a field goal. You need a touchdown here. East Rutherford is the New York City metro area, just not New York State. Right, it's the tri-state area. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut is the tri-state area. So they could easily call themselves like New England Patriots. They could call themselves the tri-state area Jets and Giants. But right now, they're not doing anything anyway. But the point is, the reason they keep New York is for marketing. New York versus New Jersey isn't even close to the marketing and the sales and the support they get. Touchdown, Bills! So tell me, guys, what's your opinion on why the media only attacks the Jets and Giants for this and not all these other teams I mentioned? By the way, there's 7 other teams. There's 10 total teams that don't represent where they play. Why do the Jets and Giants get singled out and all these other teams don't? Tell me. Tell me. I want to know. I know why. Just tell me why you guys tell me. Does anybody know? That's right. It's in the metro area. That's exactly right. They call Newark, for instance, Newark, New Jersey, the sixth borough because it's like a borough of New York. But it's really for marketing. It's the name. New York is going to attract a lot more attention than New Jersey. Dallas is going to attract a lot more attention than Arlington. The Tampa Bay Rays play in St. Petersburg. They don't even play in Tampa. Tampa's a bigger name than St. Petersburg or Clearwater. Seeing how the coaches on the sideline cover their mouths makes me wonder why they just don't. It's true. Even pitchers and catchers in baseball, they do this because there's professional lip readers out there. And now they have the clicker. I hate the clicker. I like the counts better. And I don't want to see the automatic ref. A lot of coaches may not like it, Cullen, I guess. I'm sure that idea has been floated before, but yeah, they all do it. The Chiefs don't play in Kansas, but and Kansas City is in Missouri. It's just over the border, but they do admit it's Missouri. There is a Kansas City, Kansas, by the way. There is a Kansas City, Kansas, just like there's a Tampa, Kansas. There's a Buffalo, Texas. The Kansas City, Missouri is just over the border of Kansas City and Missouri, like literally just over the border. So Kansas, technically, yeah, Kansas doesn't have a team. But Kansas City, Missouri, and there is a Kansas City, Kansas. There is. The Raccoons, welcome back, Raccoons. Still looks like she's on your head. It's hysterical. I know, right? Somebody else had mentioned that a while ago. When she's on the top part of her perch, it looks like she's standing right on my head. Trust me, she does that too. Tony, another dweller from Ozzy. Ozzy dweller in the basement. 7-3 Bills right now. 7-3 Bills. Let me catch my banner up. End of the first quarter pretty much after this play, so I'm just going to change it to second quarter. Fumble! Bo Nix got it back, throws it. Oh, my gosh, almost a huge disaster there. Second quarter. Oh, my gosh, almost a huge disaster. Anthony, how you doing, man? Sunday morning there. Great. Anthony. Feels weird calling you Anthony. Tony. Tony, by the way, thanks for all the Holden talk, man. I'm a Ford guy through and through, but those Holden, that 89X Toronto was a beast, man. Wow. I learned a lot watching. I didn't know anything about Holdens, Tony. Thank you, man. I learned a lot. I learned a lot on that one, man. That was cool. I love the old school muscle cars, and I'm doing a lot of the Australian ones because I'm going to go back to it. I just did a State of Origin video, but I'm going to stick with the Aussie muscle cars for a while. Then the closer we get to footy, I'll do some more of that. Bruin, because sport. That's right. Bruin, you would think the Jets and the Giants are the only team that does this. They don't bring up any other teams, only the Jets and Giants. It's weird. It's really weird. And I always feel that after New England lost to the Giants twice, this became more of a topic. Just like Red Sox fans, like the century started, like all the rings start over in 2000. All the rings started over. Well, they didn't start over. It's still 27-9. Well, you're living in the past. No, that's currently today. That's today's news. It's current news. Doesn't matter that we have won in 15 years. It's still 27-9. If a fan of any other team had 27 rings, they would be talking about them. If the Patriots don't win a Super Bowl for another 50 years and they still lead all other teams with 6 rings, they can still talk about it, and they will. Code was the Commanders' new stadium going to be in D.C.? I don't know. Is it? Let's look that up. That one I don't know. The Jets tried to go back to New York a few times. They just won't build a stadium there. It'll open in 2030, and yes, it will technically be it won't technically be. It will be in D.C. The point is that the Jets and Giants, most people believe they're the only ones that do this. One second, I'm checking on that.
He is out for the rest of this game with a concussion. Remember, he was carted off the field on December 21st with a concussion, so certainly some concern.
Yes, and he missed time after that one, so that's a big loss for the Broncos, who have a 3rd and 10. And down the field, looks like it may have hit the ground. And Sutton trying to reel it in, and it's incomplete. And a 3-and-out This is a rope. And it's really a great job.
Okay, yep. Good morning, Manav. Who's the greatest kicker ever? Adam Vinatieri is probably the greatest pressure kicker of all time. He's kicked more pressure kicks in the playoffs and Super Bowls than anybody else I know of from the Patriots. Morton Anderson was a great kicker. I think that guy kicked till he was 50. Punt by Buffalo, to Buffalo on their own 38-yard line. I'd say pressure kicker of all time, Adam Vinatieri. Same here, Bruin and the asshats are always wimps that never played. That's another point, Cullen. I mean, we're just fans on here. I don't get paid for this. But to actually get paid, I listen to sports players more that have played the game, that have actually played the game. And even if they never played, let's say it's a football player, never played basketball, he still understands what the locker room's going to be like, still understands what it's like to be in a huddle, what to be in a pressure situation. They can still talk about what another player is going through in a different sport because they've played a game. They played professionally. They know what it's like to train, to get there, and to be at that elite level. Even the last guy on the bench is a professional player. He would wreck anybody in his local areas in that said sport. The last guy on an NBA bench, for instance, the last guy on the NBA bench would wreck a regular player in a straight-up game, one-on-one. They are pros. MetLife is a great stadium except for the turf. It's funny because I still call it Giant Stadium code. I still say the Jets are the only team without a home. I still call it Giant Stadium, but the turf is bad. I still think we should go back to natural grass. Look up the 82. They would never do this today. But YouTube, the 1982, see that? Well, Stella's blocking it, but that jersey back there, Joe Klecko. If you ever see me hanging a Jets jersey, it's because they're famous Jets during times the Jets had real teams. Joe Klecko in the 1982 AFC Championship game in Miami. They called it the Mud Bowl. You would never see that with all the sports betting and all the things that go on today in protection of player. You would never see a Mud Bowl. You would never see it. It was pouring rain. It was a mud bowl, literally. Miami wore white, and it looked like they were wearing brown. YouTube that game. It was a tremendous game. The Jets lost 14-0, but that's because, well, so much goes into it. The whole thing goes into it. But check out that game. They should go back to natural grass. Johnny, who won the New York Jets? Would you draft to play floor hockey against the Rangers? 1 second, Dan. Hand off to Cook up the middle. Oh, he got about a good 6 yards. Well, this is good, man. Keep running, Cook. Get second and third shorts. Now, what is this? Johnny, who won the New York Jets? Who on the New York Jets would you draft to play floor hockey against the Rangers? I don't understand the question, Dan, to be honest with you, man. That one went right over my head. What do you mean? Josh Allen back, 2nd and 5. Under pressure, runs up the middle, gets the first down, and more and more and more and more. He probably ran for a good 30 yards. I'm not even kidding. Wow. Under pressure, he went right up the gut. I want to hear how many yards he ran. Hold on. He's on his own 35 at this point. James Cook, he went for – he fumbled. Come on. The Broncos got it. He fumbled. James Cook fumbled, man. The Broncos got it back. Oh, what a drive killer. Oh, wow. That's bad. No, Stella, that's not funny. That's not funny. That was bad. Dan, I can you word it a different way? Because I don't understand the question. Could you word it a different way? And I'll gladly answer it. Yeah, Vinatieri is up there. The kicker had no toes. Oh, yeah, the guy from the Saints with no toes. He had the original record. I forget his name. Yeah, he had no toes. I know you're talking about. How about the barefooted kickers? Like the Broncos had a barefooted kicker. Was it David Treadwell? I think David Treadwell was a barefooted kicker. Boy, those barefooted kickers in the snow and in the rain and all that stuff. There was a few of them. Barefooted punters. Jason Elam was another great kicker, Dan. Another top-end kicker. Like Mike Vanderjagt was a great kicker, but he always blew it under pressure. He always blew it for the Colts under pressure. So when I look at great kickers, I always look at it more as, what did you do in the playoffs? Like Eli Manning, it's kind of funny because Eli gets this, well, is he really a Hall of Famer? Look at his regular season. But the guy was money in the postseason, and he beat the dynasty, right, of dynasties. He beat the Patriots twice. Because the knock on Romo is, well, he couldn't get it done in the playoffs. He was a great regular season quarterback, maybe the best ever regular season quarterback. But everybody talks about in all sports what someone does in the playoffs under pressure. Well, Eli he's deer in the headlights half the time in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he was money. Twice. How's he not a Hall of Famer? And he beat Brady and company twice. Tom Coughlin had a winning record against Bill Belichick. I think he won 5 out of 7 meetings against him, including the Super Bowls. Yes, Brian Scalabrine. Very good, Code. Brian Scalabrine did beat a guy 11-0. I don't know if the guy was high school or first year of college, but he challenged him and said, Scalabrine was just a bench player. Like this bench player plays against pros. He practices against pros. He's in professional practices all the time. Yes, and he beat the guy 11-0. I saw that, Code. Yes, he beat him 11-0. I think the kid got one block on him. I just don't know if the kid was a high school player or a first-year college guy. But, yes, that was on YouTube. I saw that. Someone else brought that up in here a while ago. I looked it up. And he dominated him. That's a pro, man. The guy's a pro. Remember, he's on the bench because he's not better than the other pros. Cut back. Uh-oh, right up the gut. Man, that was a drive killer for Buffalo. Solid hit. Cullen, that was a solid hit, man. That's why he fumbled it. Nathan, another cellar dweller accounted for. Nathan's in the basement. What's going on, Nathan? How you doing, man? Good to see you in here. Great to see you in here, man. No, we're getting some comeback. I haven't been on in a long time. I mean, been back on recently, man. So good. Some people are starting to come back. Good to see you, man. Although I'm a Jets fan, Nathan, I am going for Buffalo, and I'm going for Buffalo all the way through the Super Bowl. Who would you draft to play floor? Who would I draft to play floor hockey against the Rangers? And who on the Rangers would I draft to play flag football? Come on, tackle. One thing Bills have is a bad defense. Drafting the Jets. I don't know. If I thought of a Ranger that could play football. Oh, JT Miller is pretty tough. I never really thought about that stuff, Dan. I don't know. The Jets can't even play football. I couldn't imagine they could play hockey. The Jets don't even know what they're doing with a football. They are the most inept team I've ever seen in my life. Outside of Garrett Wilson, Garrett Wilson's a great player. Tyrod Taylor gets hurt too much, but I really do like Tyrod when he can play. I don't know. It's an interesting question, Dan. Interesting question. I never really thought about it. 2nd and 9. Bo Nix puts it up. Boom, wide open. Man, that fumble was a killer, man. That fumble was a killer. That's awesome, Nathan. Great to have you in here, man. Minnesota Twins still got that on your thing. Minnesota Twins, man. What is the baseball going to do, Nathan? I'm a Yankee fan, and I want a salary cap. I want a salary cap. We need one. I do go for the Mets. Everybody in here knows I go for the Mets, and they get weird if I do a Met game and I'm wearing like a Mets jersey. Like, what is that? I thought you were a Yankee fan. I am a Yankee fan. I'm a Met fan too. Yankee fan first. Manaz says, what's up, Nathan? Yep. Bruin is a Bruins fan, yes. Bruin and his Bruins have been playing some great hockey lately. Old days. I don't even think they allow it in the NFL anymore, Cullen. But if you YouTube NFL barefoot kickers in the NFL, you'll see it, man. These guys were kicking in like the snow. Bo Nix running. I probably slid before the first down. Dan, I guess in answer to your question, if I was to pick somebody to play hockey, it would have to be like a wide receiver or a guy that can move really quickly, right? Like a Garrett Wilson. He can move quickly. You want somebody moving quickly. The big guys can't move. And then I guess the smaller guy on the Rangers, you want to have play like a slot receiver, like Artemi Panarin, maybe play slot receiver. I don't know. I never really thought about it. I'm still thinking about it. 3rd and 1. He slid too short. He could have easily had that first down. He slid too soon. Bo Nix rolling out. Touchdown and eligible. Tackle, touchdown. Man, that James Cook fumbling was a killer. That was a killer. I'm just going to put in 10. I'm putting in 10-7 Broncos, even though they didn't kick the extra point yet. Man, that should have been Buffalo up 14-3. I know Buffalo didn't score a touchdown when they fumbled the ball away, but man, 8 plays, 69 yards in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It's funny how 3 of the Bills' best quarterbacks, Kelly, Flutie, and Allen, all could be very good scramblers too. Flutie and Allen, yes. Jim Kelly, I don't remember him being a scrambler. Jim Kelly was more of a straight back thrower. It's a shame he doesn't have – Jim Kelly's not even talked about when you talk about the greatest quarterbacks of all time because he doesn't have a ring. Marino doesn't have a ring. I always told you guys, Henrik Lundqvist is the Dan Marino of hockey. No ring. Great stats. Great playoff stats. Great Game 7 stats. No ring. So he can't be included. But that goes right back to the argument. Trent Dilfer has a ring. So if they're both in their prime, you're taking Dilfer or you're taking Dan Marino. So where do the rings matter stop or not? They'll say Jordan's better than LeBron because he has more rings, 6-4. But in the same breath, they'll tell you Wilt Chamberlain is way better than Bill Russell, but Bill Russell has 11 rings to Chamberlain's 2. So does it go back to stats now? Where does it change? Does it go back to rings? Well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 6 rings, and he did it with 2 different teams. So does that make him better than Jordan? He did it with 2 different teams. Jordan couldn't make the playoffs with the Washington Wizards. So what does that mean? Just the whole point is, where does the rings end? Where do the rings end? Wilt Chamberlain, they say they would never take Russell over Chamberlain. They played in the same era. And by the way, Will Chamberlain in the finals never beat Bill Russell. Never beat him. Never beat him. But he's better than him. Is Terry Bradshaw just as good as Joe Montana? They both have 4 rings. So Troy Aikman has 3 rings, so he's better than any other quarterback that doesn't have rings. Or might only have 2 rings because he has 3, so he's better. Peyton Manning has 2 rings, and Troy Aikman has 3. Who you taking? Who you taking? You're a regular on this channel, aren't you? Who? I want the Bills to get a ring for one. Josh Allen deserves a ring, Code. He really deserves a freaking ring, man. I really would hate to see another New York superstar not get a ring. Like I said, my man Patrick Ewing right there. Patrick Ewing. Joe Klecko, another Hall of Famer. Brian Leach in the middle actually did get a ring in 1994. One of the greatest defensemen in hockey of all time. Let's go, Buffalo. 9:27 left in the first half. The Wild are another crazy team, man. They got to get out of the first round in the playoffs, right, Nathan? I like Marc-Andre Fleury. Marc-Andre Fleury. Zuccarello. Blocking the back on Buffalo. Coming back. Some of the kick is coming back. Blocking the back on Buffalo. Come on, man. These guys are falling apart. Matt Zuccarello was like a Rangers fan favorite, man. Fan favorite. I wish he was still on the Rangers, but I understand why they don't sign him back. He's older now. But, yeah. All right, Buffalo, here we go. Come on, man. Come on, man. That fumble really hurt. You got to make up for that. They're starting on their own 18-yard line. Allen back to pass, putting it up deep. Deep. Overthrew Cooks. Overthrew him. It's first half, Nathan. They'll get all their timeouts back. It's first half. Yeah, Dan, that was awful. That was awful, man. That was an awful fumble. Awful. There's a lot of time left in the game, Dan. Bills will score. That's right. Manav being positive. Positive Manav. Yeah, the Bills are going to win this game, Dan. It's just they're going to do it in a Buffalo way. They're going to make us sweat it out. James Cook up the gut. Beautiful run. At least 9. Almost made the first down. At least 9 yards. That's the way it should be here, too, unless you're playing tennis. I always said the same thing. Like, I mean, to say, like, hold on, 3rd and 1. Pressure moment, Stella. Pressure moment. Allen got it. Oh, he easily got it. He got the first down. They're going to score a touchdown this drive. In America here, everything's about marketing a player, Code. And you're right. This is all team sport. Dan Marino doesn't play defense. Henrik Lundqvist can't score goals. Basketball, though, one player can make a huge difference on a team. Look at LeBron has brought Cleveland teams that had no business being in the finals. He brought above-average teams. Some of those Cavalier teams were above average, and he brought them to the finals. John Elway for the Broncos brought some above-average Bronco teams on his shoulders into the playoffs. Willed them in there. So one player can make a humongous difference in these sports, but it's not all the difference. Overall, it is a team sport. Aaron Judge gets 1 at bat. 1 at bat per 9 at bats. He's going to get minimum. There's 27. You have to get 27 outs in baseball. 27. So he's going to get up a minimum of 3 times a game. How much can he one bat do? Well, in a pressure moment, it makes a big difference. But yes, all these are team sports. But Josh Allen right now, if the Bills didn't have Josh Allen, for instance, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. Josh Allen carries this team. James Cook, first down, still going, past the 50, 45. Around the 42. If this current Bills team did not have Josh Allen, code, they would not be in the playoffs. So some teams, it does matter of certain player. Tom Brady on those Patriot teams, there was a lot of receivers you never heard of besides Gronkowski. They wouldn't have made the playoffs. Hence, when Brady got hurt, Matt Castle played. They played well. I think they won 11 games that year, but they didn't make the playoffs. But these are all team sports, but one player at certain positions in America makes a difference. If you have great – hold on, 1st and 10. Dawson Knox, first down. You could have the greatest center and wingers and defensemen in hockey. If your goalie is below average, you're not going to win a lot of games. Regardless of who's in front of him, if you have a goalie that's average to below average, you're not going to win a lot of games, even with the elite out there. So one position does matter. Like in footy, I can see where it's total team sport. I watch footy now, so it's total team sport. One guy can make a difference, but these positions, quarterback, goalie, for instance, makes a huge difference. Basketball, you can have a great two-way player. You can have a great offensive, defensive player. That can make a difference. Allen's back in the pocket, gets sacked. Allen is sacked. True, but I think winning premierships makes great players even greater. They do. We all knew that Michael Tuck would be the greatest while playing 11 grand finals, winning 7 and 4 as captain, but he isn't the best even on his own team. There's certain players that just step up when it matters most. Like Eli Manning is nowhere near in the greatest conversation of great quarterbacks, but he's won 2 Super Bowls. And he's beaten the greatest team of all time, right? The Patriots. You tell a Patriot fan 18-1, they'll want to beat you up. They don't want to hear about their 18-1 season because their one loss came in the Super Bowl. They were 18-0. So it's and Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls, but he steps up in the playoffs, but he is nowhere near in the conversation of the legends of the game. Tony Lockett, Gary Ablett Sr. I know those two. Bob Skilton, I don't know that one. Never won a premiership. Right, there you go. There you go. Never won a premiership. Patrick Ewing, one of the greatest centers of all time. Never won a ring. 3rd and 10, but they get punished for that over here. Like you can't bring him up in the greats. Joe Montana said Dan Marino is the greatest quarterback of all time. He's like, that's like a no-brainer. We're talking about the position, right? Not rings, not teams. Montana said it. Dan Marino, you start a team with Dan Marino. If Gary Ablett stayed at Hawthorne, he would have. You know, it's funny, like Peyton Manning, Eli Manning have rings. Her father, Archie Manning, never got a ring. I don't even know how often he was even in the playoffs. He played for some really bad Saints teams and a couple others. James Cook. The Bills are going to score a touchdown this drive, guys. So I've seen Gary Ablett play for Hawthorne, and he stood out from the rest of the players. There you go. Now, what about Buddy Franklin? Would he be considered the greatest player of all time? Dustin Martin, what about him? I know they're not considered the greatest of all time, but Buddy Franklin, actually, would he be considered the greatest of all time? Like they say, I always think of GOATs of their era. I like to call people GOATs of their era because it's comparing eras now. How do we know what Peter Brock would do today compared to what he did then? How would SVG do back then compared to today, right? There's players that were great for their era. Would they be as great now in these current eras? Was the competition not as hard back then as it is now? The NBA at one time seemed like they had a lot of hockey enforcers out there, like the Detroit Pistons. Bill Laimbeer would not be a starter in today's NBA. He was back then. He wouldn't be a starter now. Bill Laimbeer would not be a starter in today's NBA. But he was part of a Detroit Pistons team, the Bad Boys, back then. Why? Because they'd knock your head off. They specifically had games designed to beat up Michael Jordan, literally to beat him up. He'd drive the lane. They would elbow him in the gut, hit him. I mean, like, there was no fouls for this stuff. Allen back, trying to get rid of the ball. There's a flag. I'm going to say holding. Touchdown, Bills. He dropped the ball, but it won't matter. He shouldn't beat himself up. It won't matter. He dropped the ball. It's against the Bills, so Cooks, I think it was Cooks. He shouldn't get upset. He dropped the ball. Somebody dropped the ball. It doesn't matter that he dropped the ball because the Bills were holding anyway. Did the same thing last year in the playoffs. Dropped the ball. I mean, I know there was a penalty, but come on, man. All right, so Broncos are going to kick a field goal here, and they made it. 10-10, guys, 10-10. 2 minutes left in the second. Boy, it's a fast game. It's a fast half. I don't even know where I left off. I'll pick it up from here. I know I read that. He wouldn't have had the dominance if he stayed at the Hawks. Okay? I don't know a whole lot about footy history, so I can't get involved in this. I'll have to listen to you guys. I've seen Gary Ablett playing for Hawthorne. He stood out from the rest of the players. Heck, Hayden Bunton Jr., 3 Brownlows. Brownlows is the MVP. I know that, or average over 1 vote a game. Never even played in final series. Yes, Cooper Manning. Cooper Manning was supposed to be the best quarterback, the greatest one. Cooper Manning. But that's Arch's father, the kid in Texas college. Arch Manning. Cooper is his father. Buddy is maybe of his era. Dusty, not really, just because Dusty was in the era and position of Neal, Lockie Neal, Danger Ablett Jr., late era buddy who was still good, Cripps, Bunt, and more. That's why I always say I call people the GOAT of their era. Joe Montana was the GOAT of the era that I grew up in. I mean, Joe Montana was it. He got 4 Super Bowl wins, never lost one, never even threw an interception in any of them. None of them. But he also played in an era where the quarterback could get murdered. Joe Montana got knocked unconscious in a playoff game against the New York Giants, a playoff game. Jim Burt hit him with his forearm, which was like this. This was like one forearm, both of mine together. That was like one forearm of Jim Burt. Bam! Hit him right when he threw the ball right here. Montana hit his head, and it was a pick 6. Lawrence Taylor picked it off and ran it in for a touchdown. Today, there would have been 500 flags. The pick 6 would have been called back. John Madden was calling the game with Pat Summerall, and they didn't even skip a beat about the hit. And then a couple years later, I believe it was a couple years later, Leonard Marshall basically broke Joe Montana's back in another playoff game. So kind of like Brady, Joe Montana also had problems in the playoffs against the Giants. Joe Montana's kryptonite was the New York Giants in the playoffs. Tom Brady's kryptonite was New York Giants in the playoffs. Crazy. So I call people the GOAT of their eras. Because the ring thing is kind of a weird topic. Michael Jordan has 6 rings. He's called the GOAT because he has 6 rings, but Bill Russell has 11. Kareem also has 6. He did it with 2 different teams. I don't know how many of the Lakers win without Kareem. Who knows? LeBron is definitely the GOAT of his era right now. Quarterback-wise, Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT of his era right now. Right now. What's with all these fumbles today? Is that normal? It can be. If you notice, Cullen, the players, these guys that are fumbling, the players are going right for the ball. A lot of it is on the running back. If they're not holding that ball in tight, with the nose of the ball in their hand and against themselves, when they start running and doing cutbacks, that ball comes out a little bit. The good defenders, they go right at the ball. They'll just hit right at the ball. 2:06 left in the second quarter, and that's what happened. Both sides, even though the Broncos kept the ball, they knocked that thing out of there. Oh, he threw behind him. He was open. Good. I think the Sabres, oh, Dan, they should make the playoffs. Come on. It's still a long season. We still got 2.5 months to go. It's a long season, Dan, but as a Jet fan, I feel the pain. The Buffalo Bills, the New York Giants, and one other team owns the record for 17 years of not making the playoffs in the Super Bowl era. The Jets are threatening that right now, because I don't see the Jets making the playoffs in the next 5 years. They're going to beat that record. So Buffalo fans, it's even worse because you went through it with the Bills, and now you're going through it with the Sabres. It's New York. We don't want all this stuff on us. So the Sabres right now, after they fired Kevin Adams, they should make the playoffs. I mean, Kevin Adams has to be feeling about this big, because the minute that GM got fired, the team went right through the ceiling, playing great. Young might have had more to him. The type of player Young is, he would have probably today would have wanted to be a starter on another team. He was a backup on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to Doug Williams, who went on to win a Super Bowl with the Washington Redskins, the then Redskins. Steve Young, though, as a player, he brought more to the table. He could definitely throw the ball deep. Joe Montana could not throw a deep pass. Didn't have to. That's how that West Coast offense was developed under Bill Walsh. They played to Montana's strengths, pick apart. That's why the Bengals under Sam Weiss blew that Super Bowl. They had the lead, and Montana and them had to do that 2-minute warning kind of thing. They had to score on that drive. And what does the Bengals do? Take all the pressure off of Montana, drop their linebackers and their secondary back, and they let Montana just pick them apart underneath, all the way down until he threw the winning touchdown pass to John Taylor. Montana was like a master. I mean, like Peyton, if we're talking technicality, Tom Brady's not Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is a far better quarterback than Brady ever was. But I think Peyton Manning beat Brady more times in the playoffs too. But Brady knew how to win under pressure. Like, he really won under pressure. The Falcons blew that Super Bowl as much as Tom Brady brought them back. Like, why are you not running the clock out? Why are you not running the ball? But quarterback talented-wise, like Mahomes right now might be the most talented quarterback you've ever seen. The best player I ever saw 20th century, Lee Matthews. I saw Lee Matthews. I saw a thing on Lee Matthews. That guy was a rough player, man. He was a really rough player. ALX at 718. If we're going off championships, Steph Curry is the GOAT, not LeBron. Right. If we're going off championships, Steph is the greatest three-point shooter of all time. All-around player. He's not even close to LeBron. It's not even a conversation. Greatest three-point shooter of all time is Steph, hands down Steph. And Steph proved he can win being the star of the team when they beat the Celtics a few years ago. Steph Curry is one of the greatest players of all time. But overall, all-around player, it's LeBron all day. That's right. So it's not championships. Brady also wasn't the longest thrower, relying on smarts and the short but accurate passing. Yeah, Tom Brady's just a total winner. That's why it's funny when Brady and Michael Jordan yelled at their players. It's passion. It was passionate, man. They want to win. When LeBron did it, he's being a baby. It's so funny how that works. Damn, I hated Matthews, but it would be hard to argue he wasn't a great player. Too much of a Lee Matthews was like, he would have been great on the Philadelphia Flyers in the 70s, the Broad Street Bullies. Those guys were wrecking machines on ice. All of them were like Lee Matthews on ice. Like, they played Russia and the Red Star team, the team that they the Russian All-Stars. They played them in an exhibition match. The Flyers had just won the Stanley Cup. Do you know that the Red Army team, I think they were called, they skated off the ice. They forfeited. They called the Flyers animal hockey. They forfeited the game. They didn't even finish the game. They quit. They quit. They were getting beaten up out there. And I mean, pull it up. It's on YouTube. Colin probably thinks Witten is the GOAT just because of the dogs. How old do you think I am? 10-10, minute and a half left in the second quarter. Or the first half, if you will. 2nd and 10. Broncos on their own 43-yard line. Nick's back. Caught. And probably about 5 yards short of the first down. 3rd down and 3. I was off on that. Cyril was my favorite player ever, but that's not the same as thinking he was the greatest. Right. To me, Walter Payton's the greatest running back of all time. I always say that on here, and I understand. Oh, no, Bo Nix cuts back. He gets the first down, runs out of bounds. He ran out of bounds. 56 seconds to get the ball closer to try to get in the field goal range. I mean, like the NBA, like the players, you put the greatest players of the 80s or not together against the teams today, they would get killed. I don't care if you put in the rules from the 80s back then, they would get murdered by the players of today. It wouldn't even be close. Wouldn't even be close. You could take the dream team of the 90s and they would lose. Why? Because we have centers that can hit threes. Lee Matthews wasn't he always being hit, and he would smile and remember and give you a payback. Sounds like a hockey player. What time does the second game start tonight? I'm going to be watching the. I really don't care about the second game too much tonight. First and 20 now, guys. 1st and 20. The Broncos have 1,149 penalty yards. 1,149 yards and penalties this season, and what they said is by far the most in the NFL. Has the Jets ever had a truly elite quarterback? Yeah, Namath has more INTs than TDs. You know why he's in the Hall of Fame, right? He won the most important Super Bowl of all time. The AFL, the American Football League, would have folded had the Jets not won that Super Bowl III over the Colts. Then the Colts were like a steamroller of a team, coached by Don Shula. The Jets had no business winning, and Joe Namath also came out of Alabama and was supposed to go to the NFL, not the AFL. He was the first elite draft pick, if you will, elite college player that went to the AFL, not the NFL. Since the first 2 Super Bowls were jokes, the AFL may have folded, probably would have folded after that Super Bowl. That's why Joe Namath is in the Hall of Fame, more so than his stats. Now, Ken O'Brien, statistically, is far and beyond better than Joe Namath ever was for the Jets. As a pure New York Jet, drafted and played. Ken O'Brien's stats, I think he has way more touchdown passes than interceptions, and he led the NFL in passer rating in 1985. 1985, Ken O'Brien led the entire league in passer rating. He fell just short of 4,000 yards. The Jets have never had a 4,000-yard passer since Joe Namath. So let's put it in perspective. Let me look up Ken O'Brien right now. Just briefly, Ken O'Brien, he should be in the Jets' Ring of Honor. Well, here you go. Ready? Ken O'Brien played for 10 seasons, threw for 25,094 yards, had 128 touchdowns to 98 interceptions. 1985, his passer rating was 96.2. He had 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions that year. That's unheard of for a Jets quarterback. Unheard of. The Jets were 11-5 that year. He got hurt that year. That's the year he got hurt, and they missed the playoff game. Pat Ryan. Do you know the Jets only have 3 drafted quarterbacks that were starters? Well, 2 that were starters that have winning records. Do you know who they are? Do you know who they are? The Jets have had 2, technically 3 quarterbacks that they drafted that had winning records. Not guys brought in like Vinny Testaverde. Guys that they drafted and played as a starter for the New York Jets. Only 2 of them. Only 2 have winning records. Mark Sanchez and Chad Pennington. I say 3 because Pat Ryan was drafted by the Jets. He was generally a backup quarterback for most of his career. 1984, he ended up starting for Ken O'Brien most of that season. And he ended up technically with a winning record, even though he was never, ever named the starter for the Jets. He was a solid backup. But he was technically drafted by the Jets, so he had 3. 3 with winning records. And Ken O'Brien was actually a very good quarterback. His knock was, well, they should have had Dan Marino. Had they drafted Dan Marino, who was the next pick after O'Brien, they would have won a Super Bowl with him. With the defense they had, the Jets had that guy Joe Klecko back there. Look, YouTube the sack exchange. YouTube the sack exchange code. Take a look at that. I'll put it in the Discord, as a matter of fact. Incomplete pass. It's 90% of games live, so I know how it was played out. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that code. He's the greatest defensive coach of all time. What did he do before and after Brady? He couldn't even win a playoff game without Brady. Brady left, and he was the GM. He was the GM. He couldn't even blame anybody else. He fell 2 years in a row behind Zach Wilson and the Jets. And last. Bill Belichick is not the greatest coach of all time. Joe Gibbs, for instance, who I also don't think is the GOAT, but Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks, and none of which were a Hall of Famer. None of them were Hall of Famers. Belichick couldn't even win a playoff game after Brady left. He ruined Mac Jones. Ruined him. He's not the greatest coach of all time. He lucked out getting Brady on the team. And Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, was a bigger reason why they won on offense than Belichick. Belichick's the greatest defensive mind that's ever played the game. The greatest defensive mind that's ever played the game. He has a losing record by far. Look at him on North Carolina as a joke. I can't agree with that one, Code. Sorry. To be fair, Jets did have Aaron Rodgers, but he wasn't. I'm talking about guys that were drafted by them. I don't even dislike Aaron Rodgers. I just think it's interesting that when Aaron Rodgers went to Pittsburgh, he didn't do the Pat McAfee show and all his side business. He didn't do any of that. It's like when Rodman went to the Bulls. All his nonsense really went down a whole lot of notches playing with Jordan and Pippen in them. It's different. It's like, dude, we've won without you. Like, we've won rings without you. We can win more with you, but we've won without you. Chad Johnson, when he went to the Patriots, did he run his mouth there with Tom Brady in them? Nope. He didn't. Certain players, when you go around other teams, Chad Johnson should have stopped running his mouth after Darrelle Revis owned him time and again. But that's a different story. Sanchez and Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington had a winning record with the Jets. Mark Sanchez did. And Pat Ryan was always a backup. But he did start. As a starter, he had a winning record for the Jets, but I'm being picky here. So he was 11-8. He was basically a backup. But yes, general, real drafted to-be starters, there's really only 2, Sanchez and Chad Pennington. I think Belichick's mistake was he should have retired when Brady retired. He should have just retired then. And the fact that Brady went on and won a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, and people could talk about the team he had or whatever else, it was a COVID year. You couldn't practice. It was a new coach's system. You couldn't meet with any players. Your first, no preseason games. Your first real game was week 1. And he won the Super Bowl. And they were 7-5 at one point. And he didn't lose a game after that. Caught. Oh, that's a first down. They're up to the 30-yard line, 31 seconds left. That's what really killed Belichick, is Brady won immediately without him. He should have retired. Same time Brady left, he should have retired. Then it would be hard to question. What are you doing, baby? And then on top of that, nobody in the NFL wanted him as a head coach. There was 7 teams at the time that needed a coach, and nobody wanted him, except I think the Falcons. If he's the greatest coach, why did nobody want him? He finished behind Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian. Those were the Jets quarterbacks that year. He finished behind them 2 years in a row. It's really bad. That's really bad, and I'm a Jet fan. And he made Matt Patricia basically the offensive coordinator for Mac Jones, who just came off runner-up for Rookie in the Year. Remember all the Patriot fans with Mac Jones his first season? Oh, we got another Tom Brady. We're going to win Super Bowls with him. If Marino was at the Dolphins in 1982, no, the quarterback in 1982. Oh, if only Marino was with the Dolphins in 1982, him with the killer bees defense. What happened there? Are they calling that intentional grounding? Second and 10, 29 seconds. I mean, they're definitely at field goal range, but you got to hope for a turnover here. The Bills, oh, man. This is typical Buffalo game. They're going to win. Nick's going for the touchdown. Touchdown, Broncos. Wow. Touchdown, Denver. That hurts. Jeez. I keep going back to that fumble by James Cook. I mean, the Bills were on like the 30-yard line. The Bills were on like the 30-yard line when he fumbled that ball. That was a real killer, man. $17-10. Code. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to put look at it at halftime, Code. I'm going to put the Jets sack exchange. The early 80s, that front four had 66 and a half sacks, man. Before sacks were made a stat. And that sack exchange was a big reason why the NFL decided to make it the sack a actual stat, along with Lawrence Taylor. You can look that up. It's true. Oh, yeah, here it is. Code, take a look at this at halftime. I'm putting in the NFL section. Oh, I just tagged you in it, so there you go. Take a look at that, Code. $16 seconds for the Bills with no timeouts to at least try to get in field goal range. I don't know, Dan. Who would want him? Honestly, who would want him? Nobody wanted him. There was 7 teams, give or take, right? 7 teams that were vacant for an NFL coach, and nobody even wanted to interview him. Only the Falcons, I think, did. Nobody even wanted to interview him. Just saying, if you're the GOAT, man, people should be jumping all over you. The minute you're available, there should have been teams jumping all over that, including the Jets. Allen back. I don't think he would have coached the Jets. He's just running. Don't fumble. He fumbled. Josh Allen fumbled. The Broncos got it. They can kick a field goal right now. Code, you'll see number 73 and number 99. 73, Joe Klecko. His jersey's right back there. And number 99, Mark Gastineau, were like the heart and soul of that front four sack exchange that also had Abdul Salam and Marty Lyons. You'd be like, am I looking at the Jets right now? That's why when people say, why are you a Jet fan? That's the era I grew up in. The Jets were good in the 80s. They were a really good team in the 80s. That's what I grew up in. The Giants had no rings. The Giants were terrible. I mean, nobody had any rings. 1981, they lost to Joe Ferguson and the Buffalo Bills. They were getting killed in the first half, came all the way back and almost won that. And then 82 season they won. David Woodley, that's who the quarterback was for the Dolphins in 82. I couldn't think of it before. It was David Woodley. That is ridiculous. That was terrible right there by Buffalo. That was terrible. 16 seconds left in the half, and Josh Allen, of all people, runs the ball and fumbles it. Fumbles it, and they get a field goal now. That's an extra 3 points that shouldn't have happened. That's awful. That was terrible. That is unexpected out of Josh Allen. He was holding the ball like a loaf of bread. That's what we called it back in the day, like running around holding it like a loaf of bread way out here. That's unbelievable. That was awful. 16 seconds left, and if you're not going to just whip up a Hail Mary, boy, why not just take a knee or go down, man? You fumbled the ball. You gave up another 3 points. All right, cool, Code. Yeah, you'll like it. You'll be like, wow, the Jets actually had a defense? Yeah. Jock McHale medal and not the Norm Smith medal. It should be the Peter Hudson medal, not the John Coleman medal. That's what I tell people. I know about 80% of what's going on with footy. These are the conversations historically I can't get involved in because I can't answer any of that. Yeah, Cullen, absolutely crazy. That's how fast things can change. Bruin, yeah, right. What was that, Bruin? What was that? Of all people, Josh Allen to do that? Come on. Come on. Guys, I'll be right back. Halftime. I'm going to take a quick – be back in like 5 minutes. Back in like 5 minutes. Code, check that out. I want to hear your opinion on what you think of that. And how many flags and fines and all that. Most of those hits would be totally illegal now. Totally illegal. But it's fun to watch. All right, guys, I will be right back. right, guys, we're back. We're back. Game's back underway. Hand off James Cook. Got back to the line of scrimmage, basically. Oh, good. Not good to be recognized. All right, Tony. So right now, Allen only has 81 passing yards. Only 81. Second and 10. Goes back to the shotgun. Watch out. He's sacked. Oh, he fumbled the ball. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. Oh, he got blasted from behind, man. Who's the left tackle that blew that one, man? Josh Allen got hit hard in the back. Riley, another Aussie dweller accounted for. Riley's in the basement. What's up, Riley? This is bad. On today, Australian Open is today. Okay. Great to have tennis back. Oh, my gosh. I do watch very little tennis, but I'm sorry that I don't watch more. I always liked tennis growing up, and maybe I should just start watching it again. I watch too many sports as it is. That is a fumble, no doubt about it. Goodness gracious, Denver is on like the 18-yard line. Oh, my gosh. Boy, that is bad. Two fumbles and 3 snaps for Buffalo. Oh, man, that is bad. They're on the 18-yard line. First and 10. Denver. Bo Nix back. Caught. Wrap up. You don't know how to wrap up. You should have had him behind the line of scrimmage. You hit him hard, but he didn't wrap him up. That's old school. You got to wrap him up. He didn't wrap him up. Boom. He should have wrapped him up right there. He did not do it, so the guy ends up getting 5 more yards. Chris Fagan isn't even Brisbane's greatest coach, believe it or not. That's what I heard. Someone else told me that. I mean, the guy's made 3 grand finals in a row. 3 in a row. And he's won 2 of them. How? Oh, the coach during the 01 to 04 era where they made 4 in a row. So what would Chris Fagan have to do? Would he have to win this year? Win 3, go to 4, and win 3 in a row to make that? Roger Federer was at the opening. Oh, that's cool. There's another one. Is Roger Federer the GOAT? Is he the GOAT? I always believe it's the GOAT of your era. That's what I really think is fair. GOAT of your era. Lee Matthews is the greatest, made 4 in a row and won the 3-peat. That's right. Now, what if Chris Fagan does that this year? What if he wins? That'll be 4 in a row, and if he wins, that'll make him the 3-peat. Right? Would there be an argument there then? Would that be an argument if Chris Fagan makes this one? Would he challenge Lee Matthews for that? Because technically he's made 3 in a row, right? He's won 2. So if he wins this year, if Fagan and the Brisbane Lions win this year, this could be that'll be his 4th in a row and 3 championships in a row. Oh yeah, Dan, it's going to be really bad if Denver scores here. Denver looks way more amped up for this game than Buffalo does. I mean, Denver looks like, if anybody questioned why they were number 1, they sure look like the number 1 AFC team right now. 4th and 4, they're going to kick a field goal. Buffalo's lucky to keep them to a field goal. Buffalo is very lucky. Very good defense to keep them to a field goal here, man. Now it's just 2-touchdown game. Assuming they make the field goal, which they should, we'll make it 23-10. That's not bad, Dan. That's not bad. So, Tony, if Chris Fagan wins this year, does that puts him in the conversation with Lee Matthews? Who do you take then? Who do you take then? If he made that. He just made it. Say hello. Yep. Say hello to everybody. Can you say hello? No hello. You guys have heard her say it. Oh, yeah. Who's that on there? Who's that, Stella? She is a sweetheart. She really is. She is a sweetheart. And our other two, Rock's other two upstairs are sweethearts. They really are. It's so much fun. Come on, baby. Good girl. Good girl. All right. If Fagan does it, he will be Brisbane's best coach, but Matthews the better coach because Matthews won another flag before his Brisbane tenure. Okay, who did he win with? I don't know that. I didn't know that. Who did he win with? Did he win one as a player or as a coach? Oh, Novak. I know. I don't know why I never gravitated to Novak. U.S. Open, oh gosh, U.S. Open in tennis isn't even until like September. Broke the Pies' 32-year drought as a coach. Oh, wow. Oh, Code, did you look at the sack exchange? Did you look at it in the Discord? Did you look at it yet? Well, let's see where I'm at. Were you able to look at it, Code? What happened to my? Oh, there you guys are. I lost you guys for a minute. So what'd you think? What'd you think of those guys? All right, Broncos kicking it off. It's 23-10. I mean, this game is far from over, but Buffalo does not look good right now. They've had 2 fumbles in the last 2 drives. Like, I go right back to that James Cook. That was like a drive killer. That James Cook fumble was like everything has gone south since then. Josh Allen ran up the gut for almost 50 yards, right? And then James Cook fumbled that ball. They could have been up 14-3. That was a huge fumble. That's right. That's why I told you, Code, going into that video, remember, think about how many flags that would be. Did you see Joe Klecko take that running back and throw him with one hand? You just threw him one hand. I mean, yeah, they were murdering quarterbacks back then. That's what I mean when they talk about, like, those quarterbacks back then had a lot more to worry about. Al Davis, the owner of the Raiders back then, said, can you imagine an owner of a team saying this now? Al Davis used to say, if you don't drive that quarterback into the ground in the first 5 plays, you got to do that to intimidate him and scare him into not wanting to play. You got to drive him into the ground. Imagine owners saying that now. Oh my gosh. Boy, the Bills, man, this is terrible. The game's not over. Josh Allen's still there. He's still the quarterback. Let's go. But Chris Fagan is the only coach that didn't play an AFL VFL game. Oh, that's interesting. And that combined in what? 1990, they combined to the AFL, right? Kincaid, first down and more. Let's go. Buffalo's very much in this game, guys. They're very much in this game. What if Lee Matthews' team played the Chris Fagan team? Who would win? My money would be on the Lee Matthews team. Lee Matthews won a grand final as coach in 1990 and $4,000 as a player. Now, Tony, to be fair, what's the size difference between the teams then to now? Is there any size or differences in the game that would make it different. I don't know. You guys know I'm getting good with footy history, but not that good to debate this sort of thing like I can in the American sports. Because I would say if you put a dream team together of NBA players now against the great dream team with Jordan and Bird and all those guys playing, even with their rules, it wouldn't even be a game. Wouldn't even be a game. The players, they would kill them. They would kill them. They would kill them. We have centers that are hitting threes. Those centers back then weren't hitting threes. And if they want to play rough, these guys are bigger and stronger today than they were back then. Second and 8. Bills just beyond the 46-yard line, just beyond midfield. Allen back, caught. Kincaid again, 1 yard short of the first down. They need a touchdown here. So Tony says those Brisbane teams would have beat the current Brisbane teams. Do you guys agree? I can't comment because I don't know enough about it. 3rd and 1. Josh Allen, push forward, push. First down. Would be different. The rules would be different. Well, that's what I mean. You'd have to go by whose rules. Whose rules are you going by? Because to me, the leagues were rougher. Even in the American sports, the leagues were rougher back then than they are today. The NBA doesn't play defense like they used to. The NFL definitely doesn't. The hockey, you don't see the guy that's just an enforcer and let's say is a right wing but has 2 goals on the season but leads the league in penalty minutes. You don't see that kind of player anymore. Oh, he got knocked. Knox got knocked. That was a good hit. 2nd and 3. He still held on to the ball. And that was a legal hit. Thank you for not throwing a flag. Perfect shoulder-to-shoulder hit. Usually you see flags thrown nowadays. That was a good hit. Fitzroy's last hit. Really? That's good to know, Code. I'll remember that. Handoff James Cook up the gut. First down and more. Hold on to that ball, man. See, they're going Cullen. Back to answer your question. He's holding that ball, and those guys are going to strip it. They're going to strip that ball. Let's go. 1st and 10. Buffalo's going to score a touchdown here unless they don't. Buffalo's moving. They're on the 19-yard line. I told you, can't count Josh Allen out. Great idea to watch Brisbane Grand Final of 2000s. I will. That's a good idea, Tony. I've read about him, but I actually got to watch him on YouTube. They're blitzing the heck out of Josh Allen right now, but that means there's going to be guys open. If you're blitzing, you're taking somebody off somebody. That's going to be guys open. But to this point right now, Denver is definitely showing why they're the number 1 team. Well, here we go. Buffalo's going to score a touchdown this drive, guys. They're definitely scoring. Josh Allen, boom, screen pass, touchdown. Touchdown, Buffalo. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go, Buffalo. Oh, Riley, I happen to agree with the helmet-to-helmet hits and keeping somebody's head protected. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I'm talking about the other rules where like hockey, they have that rule also. You can't hit somebody in the head. Or if they're by the boards, if they're going for the puck and their head is by the boards, like this is the boards, you can't drive him into the boards. You break his neck. But the difference between hockey and the NFL, extra point good. Look at that, 23-17. 23-17. The difference between hockey and the NFL is the NFL even it's up. It's legal hits. Legal hits. It's shoulder, basically knees to shoulders you can hit. So if a guy hits a guy too hard in the NFL, and depending on what player it is and whose fantasy draft you're killing and all the betting that goes on, a legal hit can still get a flag because you hit him too hard. You hit him too hard. What are these defensive backs supposed to do? If they put his shoulder legitimately in the guy's chest and lays him out, there'll be flags. Everybody's in an uproar over it. It's like, that was a legal hit. In hockey, you could do that, and you don't see anybody going to the sin bin. You don't see anybody going to the sin bin for that. As long as it's legal, they let them play. In the NFL, you'll see a hit like that not get called if the player doesn't matter. Now, all sports have fantasy, all sports have the betting, but football reigns king over all of them when it comes to fantasy stuff. And I'm telling you, the betting has ruled over what players should stay in and not. Because if you lose somebody for a whole season, and like Patrick Mahomes is out all the way through next, probably November. He tore his ACL. It's horrible for the league. It's horrible for the league. And they don't want that. They want they're shooting for the average fan, the casual fan. That's who they want watching these games. That's why they put an extra runner on, the ghost runner on second base. Well, it speeds the game up in extra innings. Well, you know what? The diehards, I don't care about watching an 18-inning game if it's a great pitching duel. They don't want that. Everything has to be offense, 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 offense in all sports. They want everything offense. But now they have the pitching clock. Now they have the pitching clock. You have 15 seconds to pitch the ball from the time you get it back. If there's runners on base, you have 20. So then now you should take away the ghost runner. You've sped up the game. I don't mind the pitch clock, actually. That I don't mind. But the ghost runner, I don't like someone automatically being put on second base come the 10th inning. Why is he freely allowed to go there? And it was the last guy that got out goes to that position. Anyway, but hockey needs fans. Of all the four major sports here, baseball, basketball, and football rule over hockey. Hockey doesn't get the fans. Even their top players don't get paid the way these guys get paid. So they need the casual fan. The casual fan wants to see hits and fights. Fitzroy has only won one game in their last year. Bears made preliminary finals, had a Brownlow winner. Then they became the Brisbane Lions in 1996. I knew that one. I have a Brisbane Bears hat. I think I showed it the other day. Plus, I have one Lions baseball version jersey and the rest. So, good day again. Victor says hi. Hey, Cullen, you jumped over to Victor. Cool, man. Yeah, Victor does all the games. I'm only doing the Buffalo Bills. If they get eliminated, I'm going back to Knicks and Rangers games and Tampa Bay Lightning games I'll be doing as well. As you guys know, Tampa is my second team because I lived there for 13 years. Joe, are the Rangers going to make the playoffs? Michael, welcome back into the basement. And it's John, not Joe. It's John. Johnny, whatever. 1st and 10. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, no. But they can. I mean, they're not totally out of it. They just had a bad 2 weeks. They had a really bad 2 weeks. They had a humiliating bad 2 weeks. But they came back, beat the Flyers today, and that's good. And the reason why is they kept asking Jonathan Quick, who's almost 40 years old, to start every game. The guy is a Hall of Famer, first ballot. He's the winningest United States-born goalie. He's a 3-time champion, 2 as a starter, right? So he's going to go to the Hall of Fame, but you can't ask the guy at 40 years old to turn back the clock and have him starting all these games because Igor is hurt. So they started the younger guy, Spencer Martin. I don't know much about him, except he played for our minor league team, the Hartford Wolfpack. He probably gained about 3 yards on that run. Technically, yes, they can make the playoffs. They have to go on a run. It's the middle of January. If you look at the points in their division, there's not a whole lot. In the East, there's not a whole lot of difference between everybody. Not a whole lot. I can't say they won't make the playoffs, but the last 2 weeks, they haven't looked good. But every season, teams go through stretches. Look at the Flyers. They were killing it. Now they're on a 7-game losing streak, 6 or 7. Enough with the letters to the fans. Chris Drury with his apology letters. The Jets should do that. My Jets should give an apology letter to us diehards for 15 years of just jokes. Intercepted by Buffalo. Look at that. Intercepted by Buffalo. Boom, 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 boom. See? Intercepted by Buffalo. All of a sudden, all that great momentum. Now you're letting Josh Allen back in it. Yes, Stella. Yes. Yes. Artemi Panarin is out. Igor is my favorite Ranger. Igor Shesterkin is my favorite Ranger. Goalie is my favorite position in all of sports. So Artemi Panarin wouldn't accept a short-term deal. He's 34. I wouldn't give him like a 5 or 6 year deal. He's going to be almost 40 then, right? So he's going to go. They already told him they're not going to extend his contract. He's going to go. And you might as well trade him. Don't let him walk. You might as well trade him and get something for him. There's plenty of teams in the playoff hunt that would love an Artemi Panarin on the team. He's still killing it. He's still doing great. But Adam Fox being hurt has hurt us. I like Will Cooley a lot. These younger guys, Perreault and Othman, I mean, these were high draft picks yet again that haven't been doing anything. Othman scored his first goal in 38 games this year. My opinion, Brisbane's all-time is Simon Black, Brownlow, Norm Smith, medal winner, 3-time premiership, and 300. Sounds like it. Cody, going out of my realm of knowledge, man. I've only been watching footy for 3 years. I don't know much about the history. I'm reading about the history. I have the book on it, on my Lions, but my sports, I can go deep in history on all 4 major sports, but not so much footy. So I'll take your word for it. Allen going deep, picked off. No, he was picked off. What is he throwing into double coverage for? Oh, gave it right back. Gave it right back. That was a terrible pass. Come on, Josh. How did he not see the safety there? Oh, my gosh, man. Oh. I don't know anything about this stuff, Riley and Code. I love it. I mean, like I told you guys, I'm a Brisbane Lions fan. I have the history of the Brisbane Lions. I've been reading it and keeping up. But I'm not totally great on all of it. Yeah, good to have you back, Michael. Good to have you back. All good, man. Agreed, Code. Black was beautiful. Simon Black? Hawthorne Hawks. Yeah, the Hawks, man. Now, I do know when I picked the Lions in 23, Tony, who's in here now, and way back, both told me, watch out for the Hawks. They weren't going to do well in 23, but they'll be on the rise, and now they are there. It's all right, man. We're in the basement. Doesn't go any lower than that, Michael. It's okay, man. I ask questions in here, and then it goes right over my head later on. Yeah, Quick is all right. There's some Ranger fans that were getting mad at him. Oh, Quick is giving up all these. Dude, the guy is 40. He's 40, and you're asking him to turn back the clock and start every single game. So the small amount of Ranger fans that are blaming Jonathan Quick are really not paying attention. Jonathan Quick is a tremendous veteran backup to play maybe 2 times every 10 games, right? Give Igor a break, go into the playoffs. You have a guy that you could put in the playoffs in any situation. He's not going to be nervous. You can't unseat him or put him in a position he hasn't seen before. He's a very competitive guy, but you can't ask him to start 5 games in the past 8 or 9 days. It's just his body physically can't do it. Oh, yeah, Stella is awesome. She's amazing. She's going to be 1 year in February. Yep, I'll bring her up in a minute. Stella is amazing. She has been a gift to the basement since Rocco, the basement mascot, the basement general is where is Mr. Marine? Where is Staff Sergeant Thomas? Since Rocco passed away, Stella has been she's been a blessing to me. Fitzroy Lions still playing 96, became the Brisbane Lions in 97. Tony, I've been corrected. I thought they merged in 96. No, was it 97? I'll take your word for it. I was close, though. Stella, yep. Perot, the kid is coming along. I mean, you know who I'm tired of, Michael? Othman made a big mistake trying to fight D. Soler. Did you see that? Oh, my gosh. Good pressure. They're still in this game, guys. They just got to stop Denver on being Johnny Obvious right now. You got to stop Denver on this drive and get the ball back. That was a really I just lost my train of thought. Lafreniere needs to go. He got his money and ran to the bank with it. He has done nothing since that contract was signed, Michael. And I mean nothing. He's a negative 11 on the ice. Before coming into the Flyer game today, he was a minus 11 and had 2 goals in his last 17 games, give or take. Lafreniere is a waste of space out there, man. They need to get rid of him. And they should trade him while he's young, because there's other teams that would probably give up a decent amount to get him because he's still a young player. Maybe you can trade, maybe you can get something for him. I'd get rid of him. Mika is a beast. Another hat trick today. I think it's his 10th one in Ranger history. 10th one in his, but I think he's getting up there in history for it. Come on, no! First down, Denver. I know, Stella. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Hold on. Notice no rugby a-holes in the I haven't had any rugby in here. And as I said, Michael, when I was picking between the AFL and rugby, I didn't know anything about either. They have rugby here. I never watched it. I never knew anything about it. So I was doing an honest, unbiased opinion of which sport am I going to do. And he got nothing. He got a yard. Which sport am I going to do? And footy, I mean, it didn't even take me long. Footy immediately attracted my attention. I thought to play footy requires more athleticism. The specky, like above and beyond, the specky is the greatest thing I've ever seen in sports, period. And I think it takes more concentration. It's very much like hockey. Contested possessions, how fast the puck or the sharing can be changed, how quick on the stop you have to. Rugby to me is more straightforward. I think footy requires way more athleticism. And I was more intrigued by the footy than I was rugby. So that was a pretty easy pick. John is Giants coach. Is it official now, Seth? Seth! Another cellar dweller in the basement. Seth is here. Is it official now, Seth? It's official? Because I know they're having some problems with the contract, and I figured they'll work that out. They want Harbaugh. They're going to work it out. I said to Victor, your NFL stream was full of Aussies talking NFL. That's usually the case, though, Cullen. It's usually the case. I don't do a lot of football anymore. The NFL used to be my favorite sport by far. It's not anymore. The game has changed too much. Still get some good games here and there, but it's not what it used to be to me at all. Not even close. Nick's under pressure, rolling out. Fumble. That's a fumble. That's not a fumble? Oh, no, I'm sorry. He did kind of forward past that. I thought someone hit his arm. My bad. Victor does a great job with the NFL stuff. He really does. He's a good dude. Victor's a good dude. I'm more into baseball, hockey, and basketball than I am football anymore. The game has just totally changed. It's just completely changed. But I was doing Bills games because I have a lot of Bills fans, and I'm going for Buffalo. I really like to see I'm a Josh Allen fan. Even though they're a rival of the Jets, I've never disliked them. They were always like the Jets for years. They just always have misery, and bad things happen at the wrong time. Even when you have great teams, they still find ways to not win. Lafreniere, he needs to go, dude. That guy's a waste of space, man. He needs to go. I mean, look at Capo Caco. He's done none. Remember the kid line a few years ago? We're at commercial now. Remember the kid line? Caco, Hedel, and Lafreniere. Honestly, I think Heedle would have been the best of all of them, but he has too many concussions. When they traded him to Vancouver, I mean, we got JT Miller back. What is – you okay, baby? What happened? Say hi to everybody again. Hello? No hello? She'll be 1 year next month. Hello? Yeah. Hi. Say hi to everybody. Yep. She's chilling. She likes to chew on the chains. That's why I don't have her out as often. But she is awesome. She's very spoiled. I spoil her big time. She's going to climb up there and want to grab on the chain. Watching the NFL now. Okay, Riley. Good. Yeah, I know it's on over there. Michael. Yep. Michael's back, man. It's awesome. See, I'm not getting on here enough now. I'm going to watch the Knicks tonight. I'm not going to do the game. I'm going to watch it. I will be on, though. I'll let you know, guys know. I will be. Hold on. Let's see. The Rangers are on the West Coast all week. You guys know I don't do late games. They don't start till 10 o'clock on most of them. So we got the Knicks tonight. I'm not doing that one. We got the Knicks Monday at 5. Martin Luther King Day, Monday at 5. Good. So I will do the Knicks Monday at 5 and the Lightning play tomorrow at 2. I might do the Lightning game tomorrow. Probably going to do a lot of Lightning this week because the Rangers are on the West Coast. 10 o'clock is too late to start for me. I can't do it. Can't do it. Bond, another Aussie dweller accounted for. Bond's in the basement. What's up, Bond? We got a 23-10 game here right now. Buffalo. Denver looks really good, and Buffalo is kind of blowing it at the same time. But for anybody that questioned why Denver's number one, they're showing why they're number one in the AFC right now. What's happening, Bond? Good to see you in here, man. Drop the podcast on how State of Order the AFL could come back in the Discord. Oh, thanks, Tony. I'm going to check that out. Thanks. Appreciate it, man. I will definitely check that out. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I don't, but I'm sure a lot of these guys in here do. Seth, yep. Yeah, you knew the Giants weren't going to let Harbaugh walk. You can't. I hope how are the Jets not firing? Well, forget about not firing Aaron Glenn, which should have been. You're not even firing your offensive coordinator? I mean, like, it's a clown show, dude. They're a clown show. If Mike McDaniel, for instance, or Brian Dable don't get a head coaching job, how about taking them for OC? I would take them as offensive coordinator. Oh, footy is far and beyond better than the NFL. Footy is far and beyond better than the NFL. 3rd and 1. Josh Allen, first down, tush push. I like it. I love how there was teams wanting the league to get rid of the tush push because they couldn't stop it. The Eagles started that. And because they couldn't stop it, we got to get rid of it because no one can stop. They won't say no one can stop it. They find little things that they say are illegal or whatever else. The fact of the matter is you can't stop it. That's the problem. So now the Bills are doing it. I rewatched your video last week when you thought footy was rugby. Remember that, Bond? But look at what was born out of that. I was just starting out and doing hard hit videos. And hold on. 1st and 10. Allen, hand off to James Cook. Breaks it to the outside. First down and more. I was doing hard hit videos. Like a lot of YouTubers starting out. You want to try to get to that 1,000 subs, man. So you think, I'll do hard hit videos. Everybody likes people get laid out. And so I started looking at, I thought everything was rugby. That's right, Bond. For those that haven't seen it, it is funny because I must have called it rugby. And I was getting hated on by everybody in those comments. Like, What an idiot, a dummy, another American calling our beloved sport rugby. It's not rugby. I think one guy told me it'd be like me calling your ice hockey field hockey. And I was like, I remember that, man. And there was a few of them. So instead of going back and forth, end of the third quarter, 23-17 Denver, end of the third quarter. I said, you know what? I'm passionate about my sports. Let me see why these guys are so passionate about this footy. Because at the time, I was considering doing rugby. I started watching, remember, Bon and Tony? I was watching a lot of the replays of matches and listening to the announcers, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought the guys, when they ran up to the what happened there? I thought when they got inside and close to the thing, it was a field goal. I was calling things field goals, and it was just hilarious. But yeah, but I went back and did a beginner's guide to the AFL, and I got like, I'm not kidding, I think I got like over 400 subs off of doing that video, admitting I was wrong, admitting that I'm not an arrogant, obnoxious New Yorker from the United States. I bowed down to my mistakes, admitted them, and gained subscribers, and look where we are now. And I gained a tremendous sport in footy. I absolutely love it. And I will be doing a lot of footy this year, a lot of reviews, a lot of all that. Yes, because rules change. Yeah, they're terrible rule change. I mean, listen, I get the concussion protocol. I get it, respect it, and I don't believe in anybody spearing and doing helmet-to-helmet hits and all of that stuff. I 100% agree with that. But the rest of it is like, you don't want any defense at all. Like, when I grew up, I hate to sound like an old man yelling on a porch. When I grew up in my era, but a wide receiver, when the ball was snapped, that defensive back, that cornerback could be hitting him in the first 5 yards, ruining his play, disrupting it. It gives the defensive line more time to get to the quarterback. Now you have to practically let the guy make a catch before you're allowed to even touch him. And then he has to make a football move, a catch, and then make a football move. Well, isn't catching the ball a football move? If he catches it, isn't that a football move? So you can't – they took the defense out of the game entirely. Yep. Stella agrees. She said, yep, he agrees. I'm going for the Bills. I'm a Jet fan, but I love loyalty to teams. And the Bills fans, my Jets right now are 15 years of not making the playoffs. The Bills fans sat through 4 Super Bowl losses in a row and then 17 years of not even making the playoffs. And they remain loyal to their team. I respect the Bills Mafia. I respect their fans. As a Jet fan, we haven't made 4 Super Bowls in a row. We made 1, and we won it. And that was before I was even born. But I respect the loyalty to a team during those 17 years and those 4 Super Bowl losses. No one would have blamed them for leaving. Now they got a great quarterback in Josh Allen. I mean, a really great quarterback. And they got to win. Allen back. Bad pass. That was a bad pass. Right after I complimented him, that was a bad pass. JB, I still remember when you was down to your final 5 teams to choose your AFL team. Right. Right, Bon. And Bon, you know what's funny? Is people that see some of my footy videos last year or when Brisbane won the first premiership and then how they're playing great the next. I had people calling me a bandwagon fan. Oh, you picked footy and you picked the team that's winning. I'm like, no, go to March of 2023, my video when I chose my team. The Lions hadn't even made a grand final since 2004. Go, 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 go. Go. Brandon Cooks still going. Still going. I said Cooks. It was Shakir. Excuse me. Big gain. See, Buffalo is not out of it. They were down 23-10. They are not out of it. Beautiful. That was a quick screen pass. Post pattern right across the middle. He's down to the 20. No, he's down to the 15-yard line. Yep. And I was like, if I was a bandwagon fan kind of guy, this would never be one of my teams. This and bandwagon don't go in the same sentence. It just doesn't. If I was a bandwagon guy, the Jets would not be one of my teams for 44. Well, now we're going to be going to 45 years now. The bread line, Panarin's going to go, Michael. I love Artemi Panarin, but I understand why at 34 you wouldn't want to give the guy a 5 or 6 year deal, which is, and I don't blame Panarin for wanting that, that last big contract. He's getting a little older now, though, and he's still doing great. I hate to see him go, but don't let him walk for nothing. Don't let him play the whole season out and then walk for nothing. Allen. Oh, come on, guys. 3rd and 7 now. A field goal is still good. It'll put him in, but let's go. Here's one thing I found out. It's a fun AFL fact about Brisbane. The Brisbane Bears in round 2 at 95 hold the record of most future head coaches fielded. Wow. I can't tell you how many coaches the Jets have had in the last 25 years. 45 years, I should say. All right, 3rd and 7. 13:30. Still 3rd and 7. Still waiting to snap. There we go. Let's go. Allen back, puts it up. Touchdown, Buffalo. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. The Bills were down 23-10 and a bad 23-10. Turnovers, interceptions, bad play. And the Broncos should have been running away with this game and did not. Yeah, you gave Josh Allen. I told you guys Josh Allen's still playing, right? So the Bills are still in this game. I said it when it was 23-10. I put 24-23. They're kicking the extra point now. I'm just assuming they get it. And they did. 24-23. Uh-oh. Here comes Buffalo. Stella's awesome. The reason I follow rugby league is so I can join in conversations at work. Nobody around here talks about the AFL. Wow, that is so – that's so like – why, Cullen? Why do you think that is? Tony, Cullen, Bond, Riley, Code, why do you guys think rugby gets spoken about more than footy? Footy is by far the better game. It requires more skill, more athleticism. Why is it not spoken about as much? Oh, I know what someone called me. Someone said I should get into rugby because I follow air ping pong. They call footy. Was it air ping pong? Is that correct? The knock on footy by rugby fans. They call it air ping pong, I think was one of the terms I got. I can't wait, Bond. And I've never Bond, I think I was who was the winning American? Who was the highest American? Was it Bruin? Did Bruin was the number 1 American, right? In that tipping? I think I was the last American. No, Slumby was the last American. I was second to last. And I've been doing this for 3 years. I think Bruin was I think Gunner just beat me out. Bond, I know you were behind all. Bond, you had a horrible. I was middle of the pack. Bond, you had a really bad tipping one this past year, Bond. I think you took a lot of chances. You get some nice AFL facts in it. We do, Michael. I'll tell you, I do a lot of Australia videos, Michael, because I get a lot of Australian views and reviews. And I do a lot of my American stuff live, like Rangers, Knicks. I'll be doing Lightning games too, because Lightning's, as I've said a million times on here, is my second favorite team. I was a season ticket holder for the Lightning. But when the Tampa Bay Lightning play the Rangers, I don't have any feeling for them. But the Lightning they just had their 11-game winning streak snapped yesterday. But I'm going to start doing some Lightning games. So anyway, Yankees, I'll do some Mets games. And most of the Yankees are on the Mets now, so it should feel like a Yankee game anyway. The NFL is bad because, yes, it's good for the protection of the players, but it's bad because they're just taking defense completely out of the game. They just want games to be 54-48. They don't want any defense allowed. It's really – I understand taking away headshots, but they've just made it to where it's a complete watered down game. You're not allowed to play defense at all anymore. At all. Yes, I know. There's actually a team. I'm in between 2 teams, the New York Magpies and the Philadelphia Hawks. 2 of them are pretty close to me. I've never gone, though. I've never gone to watch it. Don't ask me why. I just haven't. I do a whole lot of stuff. JB definitely learned AFL rules fast, and look, now your Lions won 2 in a row. That's why I said, Bon, I'm spoiled. I've been I'm going into my 45th year officially now as a Jets fan. 45 years of this. And I never saw them even in a Super Bowl. Never saw them even in one. I became a Lions fan, and I haven't seen them not in a grand final. Come here, baby. Keep going. Keep going. That's how she gets my attention. She'll fly. She's starting to walk. She walks up the stairs. She can walk up the steps. She doesn't fly up them. She'll walk all the way upstairs and stand by the door up at the very top of the basement, right? That's how she gets my attention. She's starting to like the TV time. Hello? No hello today? She knows some words. 2nd and 10. Broncos on their own 31. Handoff. Sweep. It was more of a sweep. 3 yards. Hold on, guys. We'll be right there. Third and 7 for the Broncos. 3rd and 7. Nick's back. Oh, that was blocked. They're going to have to punt. Bills get the ball back. Yeah, thank you, Bon. I've really been trying. I love the history of my own teams. And I try, man. I always tell people I know 80% of what's going on. But, man, what a game. Rugby is for so-called private school. Gotcha. Tony, hi, Bon. How are you going, and how do you do with the fires? That's right. I heard there was fires, brush fires in your area. Hey, by the way, growing up, my first Australian attraction was to the Bushwhackers in wrestling. Remember the Bushwhackers? They would come. The Bushwhackers were, me and my friends loved the Bushwhackers. They would just come out doing that move. That was a good memory. The NFL is just turning into the protection league. They want all offense, no defense. And it's really, betting has a lot. The NFL used to be 100% against betting. Now you see it on every commercial. See betting on every commercial. Actually, that goes for all sports. But since the NFL is by the week, it means more to fantasy players than trying to follow like a 162-game baseball season. That you play fantasy in baseball, you are diehard. You're diehard. There's baseball is like on like every night. Basketball and hockey have 82-game seasons. Baseball is 162 games. It's a lot of games. Yep. Come on. Yeah, I'm telling you, Michael, Josh Allen, can't count them out. I said it when it was 23-10, and they looked terrible. Code, see you, man. See you. Good seeing you, brother. I know. Hey, Michael. This is what I do know about footy history. When I was picking my teams and I was down to 5 teams, I had 2 rules. The Geelong Cats had just won the premiership, so I can't pick them because I don't want to be a bandwagon fan. And since I'm a pathetic 4 decades of this crap right here, there was no way I was going to pick St. Kilda because I saw last premiership they won was in the 60s, like the Jets, 1969. Haven't won one since. Had some good seasons, mainly bad. I said, I don't need a Jets of footy. So the Saints were automatically eliminated as well. Those 2 teams were eliminated. Wow. Yeah, those brush fires are talking about it again. Even again, now we got a game. Colin, we got a game now, and the Bills are going to find a way to win this thing. This is a typical Buffalo Bills game. They make you sweat it out. Oh. Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon are the beasts of the NHL. You see Colorado, the Avalanche, what are they now? Like 33-3? Hold on. Colorado Avalanche are like lighting the league on fire. Nathan McKinnon is another beast that's just under Connor McDavid, who I would take over anybody and not think twice about it. And as I said that, they lost to one of the worst teams, the Predators, 7-3 yesterday. But the Avalanche are 33-5. They're 33-5. The Predators are one of the worst teams. I don't know how they lost 7-3 to them. First down, Buffalo. Boy, they put up another touchdown here, go up 31-23. Let's go. I would love to get – you know what you do? Put together Lafreniere, Panarin, and give them a young guy like Brendan Othman. Would you do that? Othman, Lafreniere, and Panarin. We're going to lose Panarin anyway. Give them two young players and a known veteran that Panarin can still play. He's still top. He's still one of the top scorers in the game for McDavid. They probably want more than that. Not giving up Igor for anybody. James Cook up the gut, first down and more. Igor, as I said earlier, Michael, you can have the greatest center, left and right wing, great defense in front of you. If your goalie is average to below average, you're not going to win a lot of games. That's just the way it is. You're just not going to win a lot of games. If you have a guy that can't stop a lot, the way it is. I would love Connor McDavid on the Rangers. Holy crap. And I mean, while he's still in his prime. I'm glad you guys are all safe from these brush fires. But we had way back in here the other night too, Tony, also. I don't know if you guys were in here or not. Josh Allen passed to Dawson Knox, first down. Buffalo is driving. Now Denver's falling apart. A number one team up 23-10 and had Buffalo on the ropes. I mean, on the ropes. Couldn't put him away. You let Josh Allen back in. It's like George Foreman and Muhammad Ali, the rope-a-dope, for those of you old enough to remember, the rope-a-dope. You had him. Could have put him away. You didn't do it. You let him back in the game. You let Buffalo hang around. That's the term I'm looking for. You let Buffalo hang around. Now they've had 3 straight plays of 10 yards or more. Allen handoff to Cook, cuts back. Oh, my gosh, wide open. Did he fall? I think James Cook just tripped because I don't see who tackled him. I'm watching the game here on free-to-air TV, and I think it's about a minute or so ahead of you. Yeah, Cullen was saying the same thing. Okay, English game. Oh, it's an English game. That's why? Okay, Michael. Aerial ping pong. That was close. What did I call it? Air ping pong? That was close. Bon, yes, aerial ping pong. Rugby is nowhere near as athletic as the guys are in footy. And I said that before I even got into footy. Like when I was picking which league, I watch too many sports. I can't watch everything. I mean, I'm not going to watch rugby too. I watch too many sports as it is. But I thought it was a night and day difference. Queensland are the only rugby league states, but they have AFL teams. Do they pay attention? Right. Don't they have the Brisbane Broncos? Isn't that a rugby team? Are the Brisbane Broncos bigger than the Brisbane Lions? I live in New South Wales near the border with Queensland, rugby heartland, Johnny. Oh, okay. But why is footy not countrywide in Australia? I try to turn people onto it here. Lou, you guys remember Lou? Lou loves footy. And Raleigh, one of our former United States Marines in the basement here. He's starting to look at footy. I'm telling these guys. And they can record the games on Fox Sports because that – oh, here we go, 3rd and 1. They're going to do the tush push. Josh Allen going, first down and more. See, the tush push, you guys are watching the game. The running back gets behind Josh Allen, and they just push him forward. It was created by the Philadelphia Eagles, and it works. Bruin came 4th in the AFL tipping, and he did have a brilliant breakout session for his first year. I think these guys, they really went with the I think Bruin was very smart. I think he just went with the team that was favored and looked at the odds. Usually if you're the Kangaroos, you don't really bet on them unless they're playing like the Eagles. They didn't get much on that. Maybe a first down. They don't – a field goal, if the Bills kick a field goal, that still forces the Broncos to have to score a touchdown because that'll put them up by 4. But they want the touchdown here. Because that'll put them up 31-23, which is exactly an 8-point lead. So the Broncos would have to score and get a 2-point conversion, which is not usually that good. Good on you for what? I already forgot what we were talking about, Michael. I'm talking about a whole ton of stuff. Josh Allen, keeper. He runs about 7 yards. Hold on to that ball, Josh. He fumbled. Oh, no, they said Allen was down because I'm like, he did not fumble it again, did he? A play cannot be reviewed. If they call you down, a play cannot be reviewed. Hold on. Yeah, he was down. Progress was stopped, so they're not going to call that a – I don't know if they're reviewing it or not. Third down, 6:39 left in the fourth quarter. Bills up 24-23. Oh, Tony, look, I'm glad you guys have had nothing. Tony, I seen flash flood there. It was crazy. Insane. Rugby has its spots in Australia, Ireland, Wales, Scotland. Right, Ireland is big, right? Wales, England is big, rugby. They have rugby here, but nobody really watches it. I can't honestly sit here and say I watch an entire rugby game because after a while it's boring to me. It gets boring after a while. It does. Footy doesn't get boring to me. Footy does not get – footy, basketball, hockey, baseball can get boring. I'm a big baseball fan, but I understand why people that try to get into it in their older years say, man, this game is slow and boring. I get that. I really do get it. It's a hard sport to get into if you didn't grow up with it because it can be boring. The whole game, honestly, is the pitcher, catcher, and the batter. The whole game, whenever it takes too long for something to happen, everything is happening. It's the batter, pitcher, and catcher. But I get it. People say that's boring. Basketball and hockey are never boring. Never boring. Footy is never boring. I mean, there's some games here or there that might be boring, but I'm just talking about overall sport. New South Wales hates Victoria and anything we do. All states follow the AFL except 2 states, New South Wales and Queensland. Okay, well, that I just learned. So if all states follow it, why is the rugby bigger than the AFL? Except for New NSW and Queensland. Ooh, look at me with the short-term NSW. They bond. The only American to love our great game. There's a few of us out there. I think there's a few of us out there. But I really love it, and, I don't just react to it. When I go on, I've gone on without any highlights and talked about the game. And if I'm wrong on something, they tell me. They correct me, and I learn from it. That's how I learn. If I go on and say something with confidence, be like, oh, no, John, you were wrong on that. Then I'll go back and look and be like, oh, wow, okay. And then I just learned something. I don't get offended by it. Because if I don't know or say something wrong, I want to know I'm saying something wrong. Especially since this is your sport. This is your country's sport. So if I make a mistake, I want to know. Victor said he was streaming Daytona. Oh, yeah, Victor's doing NASCAR. God bless him. God bless him. Daytona. Doing NASCAR is a long stream. It is if you have rain delays and all that, you could have an 11-hour day because they try to get those races in. They don't try to do any postponements. They try to get those races in. So let's say there's a rain delay for 4 or 5 hours. Allen, first down. There's a rain delay for 4 or 5 hours, and you still got, Whatever's left, they're going to finish it. It could be a long man. Victor will do it though. He's trying everything, and I don't blame him. I'll start making announcements. That's great. I think the first game is Thursday, March 5th, Sydney versus Carlton. Am I correct on that? In the opening round, Sydney versus Carlton, Thursday, March 5th, I think. That's definitely what's happening, unless I'm wrong. Josh Allen moving the ball. Denver's fault. They let him back in the game. First and 10 on the 19-yard line. 19 yards away from going up 8 points, which is huge. Pitch out, James Cook. Got nothing. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, there are definitely others, Riley, Americans that like the sport. There's a lot. There's a few on YouTube also. Manchester 2-0 over City. Oh, Michael, you're a football fan, soccer fan. We call it soccer here. I'm an Arsenal fan. I like Arsenal, but mainly I'm mainly MLS. I'm a New York Red Bulls fan. I'm mainly MLS. I do watch some La Liga, Liga MX, Premier League. I just don't like they don't have playoffs. I understand all the tournaments. I get all that, but I always feel if you're the number one team, like Liverpool was the number one team last year, I get all the other tournaments. I get all that. But you got to prove that in the playoffs to me. Might just be an American thing. The turnoff I have is there's no playoffs. When you're number one overall, you got to prove that because a lot of our number one overall teams here don't win the whole thing. When the pressure comes of the playoff brackets and you got to start beating these other teams, then we'll find out if you're really number one or not. I just believe in playoffs. It's what I was brought up on. So that's my only turnoff, even though the players are elite in those other leagues compared to MLS. But, that hit the ground. Shakir's in for a touchdown, but I think that ball hit the ground. The Broncos gave up on the play because even to me, that looked like it hit the ground. But when you're playing the sport, you shouldn't give up on a play unless you hear a whistle. Like, you should never give up on a play. If that guy catches the ball and is running, it hit the ground. How'd you do in the bowling, Manav? Great to have you back, Manav. How'd you do in the bowling? Hope you had a great afternoon, man. And you're 3 hours behind me, so your afternoon is it's only like 4:20 for you. Close to 1 million acres burned. Holy crap. Bon Scott. Yeah. The original AC/DC. 4th and 8. This will make it. All right. 27-23. 4:11 left in the game. Denver has to score a touchdown. I would have preferred Bills scoring a touchdown. Broncos have to score a touchdown. Have to. Steez and the Don. Yeah, that's right. Steez and the Don. Yes. They are 100% dedicated to AFL. They are there. There you go. Those two guys right there. I've watched their channel. And they get up and they do those games at the time they're on. Steez and Don. Yes. That's right, Cullen. Good shout out there. Oh, Riley, who cares? I know there's other Americans that do it. I just enjoy the game. They really do. Steez and the Don are dedicated to AFL only. They're good guys, man. I have watched them. Bon Scott. Boom. 11 days till I turn 18. Wow, Riley. Wow. I didn't know you were that young. Jeez, enjoy it. And Geelong. Buffalo's kicking off. Denver on the return. Didn't get very far. All right. 4 minutes left. There's plenty of time. If Denver doesn't score on this drive, depending on how long it is, we'll see. Love AFL in America. Yeah. I think footy is great, man. I wish more Americans would get into it. I think it's the stream that's behind. Probably. Time is. Don't tell me the results then. If you guys are a full minute ahead, and it happens over here. Like when Lou is, you guys know Lou, when he's been on here with me, he's in Florida. I'm in New York. So He's been a minute ahead or a few minutes behind. We don't even have, we're in America. We don't even have the same time. Bo Nick's back, scrambling, throws it. Did he catch that or was he out of bounds? Caught it. First down. Yeah, he caught that. Great catch. See how he dragged his second foot along? That's a professional catch right there. Time difference. Yeah, Manav is in California. He's 3 hours behind. He's completely on the West Coast. We're on the East Coast. He's 3 hours behind me. Denver has all of their timeouts. So does Buffalo. 3:52 and counting. Second down. They have to score a touchdown. Yep, it's summertime for you guys. I can wait on the summer. I love the pool and the barbecuing and the family and everybody's outside having a good time. I hate the heat with a passion. I can't stand the heat. Today was like, I think when I got up today, it was like 18 degrees out. Maybe 23 degrees. Fahrenheit, guys, Fahrenheit. Freezing outside. We're supposed to get a little bit of snow overnight. Bo Nick's back, caught behind the line of scrimmage and tackled. We're going to go to like 3rd and 12. They lost yards. It was 2nd and 9. It's probably going to be like 3rd and 13 now, I'm guessing. Oh, that's why, Bon. You're that loyal? I would never tip the Jets in every game. That's why you were so at the bottom. Bon, that was terrible. I felt bad. And you know what? I think Slumby, our other American, he finished last. I think he was picking the underdog in every match, every week. Every round, I think Slumby was picking the underdog. Because he had to have been picking. It's not like America where, first down, 3rd and 11. They gave up the first down. Oh, that was bad, Buffalo. Come on. That was a big first down. How does he get that wide open? All right. Denver's crossed midfield. They crossed midfield. You can't let them get a touchdown. 2:13 left in the game. I think the Broncos used a timeout. Bon, that's why you were so at the bottom. Reason rugby is bigger is simply because it was decided to have kids play rugby in government schools. Oh. And it's lasted. Wow. Adelaide Crows finished in the top 4 this coming season. Yeah, the Crows are a weird team. When I got into the sport and into tipping, the Crows and the Bulldogs did the opposite of what I wanted. They were so hovering around 10-9 and 8, 10-9 and 8. And eventually, sometimes they would get in the top 8 and then fall back out. I didn't know how to tip them, the Crows or the Bulldogs. Manav, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about cricket. I tried to get into it, Manav, and I watched too many sports. So I don't know. I can't answer that one, but there are some people around here that really do like it, Manav. I'm not saying I don't like it. I can't get into everything. I tried, but I'd rather stick to the footy. Calling us the stream runs behind every time the stream buffers. You need to fast forward to catch up. Yeah, you hit the live button, Bon. Hit the live button at the bottom. It should bump me up. 2:11 and counting. Broncos will get another no timeout called. I thought they called a timeout. They still have 3. They're on the 38-yard line. They let it go to the 2-minute warning. Good day. Bon. That's right. Manav. What's for dinner, Manav? I'm getting chicken and broccoli. Rocket's making chicken and broccoli. Manav is just having snacks, Saturday night snacks with Manav. Saturday night snacks. What about GAA, the cousin sport? I don't even know what that is, Riley. I guess the other guys will answer that. I don't even know what that is to answer that, right? I don't even know enough about it to BS my way through it. I don't know what that is. Yes, Gunner, they're taking way too long, Gunner. What is going on? They're taking way too that Josh Allen, I was worried they were going to replay it, Gunner, and try to give the ball to Denver. His forward progress was completely stopped. Completely stopped. I don't get that one, Gunner. An AFL state. Good. What's up, Gunner? Gunner is a Bills fan, as everybody knows. He's a diehard Buffalo Bills fan. He has my chat on, but he tells me every time he's not ignoring the chat. He's just so into Buffalo he can't chat. And I get it. He's a diehard Buffalo everything fan. So, Riley, you're a Liverpool fan. I am a Arsenal fan. But I still like playoffs. I wish there was playoffs to prove that you're number one. I get all the tournaments. I understand all the naysayers. One of my uncles is a Premier League fan, and he tells me all the time that, and, these leagues have tournaments. They've proven they're number one. They've gone through this, blah, 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 blah. But to me, in your own league, you have to prove why you're number one. Because to me, once the last month or two comes around and you're so many points ahead, you're just playing out the string. Just playing the string out. It doesn't mean anything. When you're number one in the sports here, you have to win. You have to prove it in the playoffs. I think I've said this in here before, but I'll say it briefly and quickly. The four sports, basketball, baseball, hockey, football, the teams in those four sports that set the record for most wins in a season in all four of those sports did not win the championship those seasons. The Patriots have the most wins in the NFL record for one season, lost in the Super Bowl. The Golden State Warriors were 73-9 and lost in the finals to LeBron James and the Cavs. The Mariners, Seattle Mariners, beat the Yankees' all-time wins record for regular season in baseball and lost, ironically, to the Yankees in the playoffs. And the Boston Bruins had the most wins in the regular season for hockey and lost in the first round of the playoffs. That's why playoffs matter. All right, here we go. 1st and 10, 2 minutes left in the game, which will take about 20 minutes. Bo Nick's back under pressure, looking, puts it up, throws it away, smartly throws it away. If you like to join the 2026 Basement AFL Tipping Comp, make sure to join the Basement Discord for notifications. I think everybody in here is in the Discord. Michael, are you in the Discord? Let me post the Discord. Let me drop the link in here for those that aren't instead of trying to figure it out. Let me see. Let me find the disc. Hold on. 2nd and 10. Bo Nick's back. Complete. Short of a first down by maybe 3 yards. I'm going to drop it in there right now, guys. So if you're not a member of the Discord, you can be. So, Michael, if you're not, and anybody else, it's 3rd and 4 right now. A huge 3rd and 4 right now. There you go. Join the Discord. You'll get all the AFL tipping comps in there and information. If you have any questions on them, don't ask me. Ask Bond. Don't ask me because I don't know. I always tell people I don't know. Ask Bond. Oh, first down. Bo Nix runs for the first down. A minute to go. 3 timeouts left for Denver. Relegation, my friend. Yep, I get it. Oh, okay, I get it. Yep. I'm a 10-pin bowler. Ooh, Manav, are you a 10-pin bowler? Relegation. Yep, I get it. I say I get all of it, but they still need a playoff. There's number one here. It doesn't mean you're going to win the whole thing. You have to prove it. Even though you proved it all season, my 4 examples of all record-setting teams for wins in a season did not win the championship that year. That's crazy. But that's what I grew up with, playoffs. I love watching players taking dives and carrying on like they've been shot when no one has even touched them. It's so, yeah, we call the term here is called flopping. Flop, F-L-O-P, flopping, making something look like something happened when it didn't. And they do it in all the sports here. Bo Nix back, 1st and 10, putting it up. Touchdown. Did he hold on to that or he dropped it? What a catch. Touchdown, Broncos. Oh, my gosh. What a pass and catch. Oh, my gosh. That was perfectly placed. Oh, he might have been out of bounds, guys. Hold on. 1. Oh, I think he was in. I think it's a touchdown. What a catch. What a pass. Boom. 1, 2. Hey, that's a touchdown, guys. Yeah, it's called a flop, Cullen. Flopping. That's a touchdown. I mean, he was covered, man. You guys are watching this. That was a big-time throw and catch right there. Summer Australia, yep. We have snow in Boston. Hey, Gunner is in Buffalo. They get pounded all the time. Yep, Manav, good. Louis the Lip. Oh, Louis and I still talk, man. I send him links. I didn't send him one today, but I'm going to try to get him back on with us for some Knicks. And because if Buffalo loses this game, they got 55 seconds to get in field goal range. Now, this is interesting. Buffalo has 3 timeouts, 55 seconds, which is a lot with a quarterback like Josh Allen. They just have to get in field goal range to tie the game. This game's not over. Oh, I don't drink anymore, Michael. I don't drink anymore. Everybody on here knows, man, I was an alcoholic and I don't touch any liquor anymore. Liquor, beer. Liquor was my choice. Jack Daniels was my drink of choice. Jack Daniels for a long time. I don't drink at all anymore. Thank you, Manav. OG Manav knows it. Yep. I don't. Johnny, you are so right. You need to play finals in a playoff. Look at Adelaide. Right. You have to. Amen. Good analogy right there, Tony. To me, you have to prove it. The regular season, you have to prove it. Because I think the end of Liga MX and the league, Premier League, once you get out of the last 2 months, somebody's way ahead like Liverpool last year. I don't care if it's Arsenal that pulls away. It takes – there's no drama left. That's the word I'm looking for. There's no drama. I just stopped watching. When Liverpool wrapped it up, I didn't even watch Premier League anymore. There was no point. But the number one team gets not here most of the time. Number one team doesn't win, and that the most devastating ones really was the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. Can you imagine being 73-9 in an 82-game season and losing in the finals? And you had a 3-game-1 lead. You only had to win 1 game of the next 3, and 2 of them were going to be in your house, and you lost all 3. And then, of course, the 18-0 Patriots lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. So 2 of the 4 teams made the championship, didn't win. Boston got bounced in the first round, and the Seattle Mariners was in the second round to the Yankees, the team whose record they beat. All right, here we go. 50 seconds left. Josh Allen is out of the gun. They got to get in field goal range, guys. That's it. They're on their own 27-yard line. Oh, no, Michael, you're good. You didn't know. It's okay. Josh Allen running. Watch out. Flips it forward. Caught. Just short of the first down. They're going to have to call timeout. They're going to have to use a timeout. Michael, you didn't know. It's no big deal. Great family, great wife, man. Drinking has no need in my life anymore. We're together. We're going into 32 years this year of being together. 10-pin bowling is my favorite American sport alongside ice hockey. That's cool, man. Bowling is huge around here. It really is. Bowling is huge. No problem, Michael. Yep. It's all good. OG Manav, our cricket ambassador. It's all good. Yep. 41 seconds. Both teams have 2 timeouts apiece. All they need to do is get in field goal range. That's all they need to do. And their field goal kicker has made a 64-yard field goal here in Mile High Stadium before. Wow, that's interesting, Colin. I didn't know. Super Bowl is February, usually the first Sunday in February. Caught! He caught it! He caught that, Brandon Cooks. Wow. They're saying no catch. Let's see. That cornerback for Denver's praying it's no catch. Because they'll definitely be in field goal range there. I don't think he got 2 feet in, though. What? It's 3rd and 1. They can't risk reviewing it. They can't risk reviewing it because they'll lose a timeout. 3rd and 1. 37 seconds left in the game. Offsides. They got the Broncos to jump. Automatic first down. 3rd and 1. Denver jumped offsides. Yeah, you know what's cool? In hockey, in the NHL, if you challenge a play and you get it wrong, you give the other team a 2-minute power play. That you better make sure if you're going to review and stop the flow of the game, if you're going to review a call, you better make sure you're right. Because if you're not, you lose one player and the other team has a 2-minute power play. It's like being punished for stopping the flow of the game. I love that. So you don't see a whole lot of reviews in hockey because you're giving the other team a power play. Allen back, puts it up. Incomplete, but it does stop the clock. 2nd and 10. Bond, yes, my drinking days are over. I had blood tests on my liver and a normal. Woo! Yeah, you needed to stop. Bond, good for you. Good for you. February 8th for Manav for the Super Bowl. That's the first Sunday in February, I believe. Thanks, Manav, for the exact time. Thank you, Manav. NFL is becoming the AFL. What do you mean by that, Riley? What do you mean? 100%. Yep. So you know where I get it from. Love it. Pitch and roll. That was a hook and ladder. I haven't seen a hook and ladder in a long time. They're getting into field goal. A hook and ladder, for those that don't know, you catch the pass and your teammate is running right up behind you and around, and you catch it, the defenders come to you, and you flip it to your friend. Your friend, you know what I mean, your teammate. Oh, Buffalo's going to get in field goal range. You watching this, Stella? You see what's going on? Nice pies, house in the house. Can't wait for I like the Tasmania Guernsey, Tasmanian Devils. There could be no other name but that. The Bills are on the 32-yard line of Denver. They're trying to score a touchdown. You don't want to go into overtime. You're trying to score a touchdown. French silk pie. I don't think I've ever had that. Allen going up top. That could have been pass interference, but I think they didn't throw the flag because it was an uncatchable ball. I don't think he would have caught that if he didn't hold him. Right here, he starts holding him. That is pass interference, man. I'm sorry, that is pass interference. They didn't call it. Bills are going to win the game. They're in field goal range, but they're trying to win this game. There's still 2 timeouts left. One for Bills, 2 for Denver. 2nd and 10. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. The timeouts don't matter. Like the greats like Tom Brady, Montana, these guys, the sideline is your timeout. Catch the ball, they throw the ball down the sidelines, or guys running post out patterns. Catch the ball, run out of bounds. Time it stops the clock. Nathan going for the Denver. I'm going for Buffalo, Nathan. I'm going for Buffalo. I mean, I don't even, as long as New England loses, I'm fine. And the Patriots will lose. If they don't lose to the Texans, they wouldn't beat any of these teams anyway. Third and 10. Allen throws it. Oh, overthrows. Oh, my gosh. Knox was kind of open. Live and learn. Timeout Broncos. First of the half. They have 2 remaining. Oh, I'm way behind. Cullen jinxed the Bills. See, Manav, that's a good question. You know what? Believe it or not, Manav, I think the Niners can take that game. Adelaide Crows. I'm going to be watching the Knicks, though. The Knicks are on right now. I'll be watching that. It's American sports. It's okay. Yeah, that's what we do. Playoffs. The BOD. That's right. That's what we don't have in the NFL, the BOD. We don't have that, Bon. That's right, Bon. Staff Sergeant Thomas still wants him back. We don't have the BOD in any sport here, man. That might rule over everything, Bon. Good shout out there. Got to put now, Cullen. There's a shot at soccer. I will agree with you. They do more flopping than the WWE, than wrestling. They should be Academy Award winners. Everybody looks like they have a torn ACL or a blown out knee. But if the refs get too close, if the refs stop the game, then they're out of the match completely. So they hold it to a point. Yes. That one, Cullen, you and I finally agree on something when it comes to soccer. Chiefs did in 13 seconds. Yeah, they did, Nathan. That is Buffalo's biggest. That is a bad term for them. 13 seconds. Oh. Game is tied. 30-30, guys. Game is tied. 30-30. It got quiet. It has gotten quiet in Denver. 30-30. Buffalo would have died if this guy had gone a wide right, because that happened in the Super Bowl against the New York Giants. Wide right. For those that don't know, the Bills lost the Super Bowl to the Giants because their kicker on a 48-yard field goal literally went wide right, and they lost the Super Bowl. They would have won the Super Bowl on that kick. Now, of course, a lot of things go into it. It doesn't just, but it came down to that. A flop, yep. Some of them soccer players look. It's true. You would think that, oh my gosh, that guy must have torn an ACL. He's going to be out forever. And then all of a sudden, it's like wrestling. This guy's getting beaten to death, and all of a sudden he's reborn again. I'll give Cullen that. Only thing I don't bet on is NFL officiate. Oh, it's terrible. Favoritism, I'm telling you, that's why the NFL is not my favorite sport anymore. I'm doing Bills games. If the Bills get eliminated, I'm not doing any more football playoff games. I'm just doing the Knicks, the Rangers, the Lightning, and then when the Yankees come back, I'll be doing that stuff and some footy reviews. Stay the course. That's right, Michael. All right, Denver. He just took a knee, and that was smart. The kick returner for Denver took a knee. Smart. He doesn't want to fumble that ball away. The game will be over. I grew up a lot of horse betting. I don't bet either. I don't bet on sports. I don't bet. I don't do any betting. We had something called OTB around us when we grew up. That's off-track betting for horse racing in Aqueduct, Belmont, and all those near us. Big horse racing. And so now the Buffalo Bills will burn one of their timeouts. They have 2 left. Am I that far behind? I see all your stuff here, Nathan. Yep, he was out. If you're ahead in the game, don't tell Johnny the score. Yep. Footy is like ice hockey. It's a lot of similarities in the game itself. Bills on a field goal. Here we go, 50-yard try to tie the game. I am definitely behind. Let me catch up. Overtime, guys. Overtime. We're going overtime. Sorry for saying. Yeah, Nathan, I'm not a huge Bills fan, but they're New York, so I'm going for them. The only New York team I don't go for is the New York Islanders. I'll even go for the Boston Bruins over the Islanders. And I am not even close to a Boston fan of any of their teams. So both teams will have an opportunity to possess the ball. If score is tied after each team's first possession, the next score will win. 3 timeouts per team. No challenges. Can you believe this? What a great game. Overtime. Here we go. Green. OT. What happens in the basement? Every sport I do, overtime. I haven't yet, Bon. I will check it out. As a matter of fact, let me highlight it so I won't forget about it. Oh, Tony, nice. Hawthorne's new training home. Beautiful pictures. I'll check it out, Bon, for sure. Thank you. OTB is closed. Yeah, OTB is no more, man. OTB is no more, but there was one right near me when I was growing up. The off-track betting, yep. And then when I lived in Tampa, we were by the dog racing, Derby Lane, right off the Gandy Bridge. Derby Lane. There's a huge dog track down there. I think that's closed too. No, Riley, somebody wins. Both teams start out. If let's say Denver has whoever gets the ball first, right? If they score, the other team gets a chance to score back themselves. If both teams score a touchdown or it's still tied after both possessions, the next team to score wins. So in other words, the game can go on and on until somebody wins. Let's go Bills. Yes, Bruin, even as a Jets fan, let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. And the only team I really care about losing is just get rid of the Patriots. Get rid of the Patriots. And Houston Texans defense probably will, but, let's see. Sean Sullivan, but what's up, my man? Sullivan, my fellow Jet fan. Believe it or not, I'm going for the Bills. Sullivan. I'm going for the Bills. I am actually going for the Bills. Yes, I am. I know it's funny. This is a fellow Jet fan that suffers like myself, but I am going for the Bills. I actually really like Josh Allen, man. I really like to see him get something. I'm tired of New York legends and superstars not getting rings like Patrick Ewing and Joe Klecko and Aaron Judge currently still playing, and who I don't think will get a ring because the Yankees don't seem to care about his prime years. And Josh Allen and Jim Kelly never got a ring, and Lundqvist never got a ring. I'm worried that Igor won't get a ring. Exactly, Michael. Who's that? Who cares about them? Right. Riley, if no one wins, they have the Royal Rumble match. Right, that's what happens. GB, another Aussie dweller in the house. GB is here. G'day, Johnny Rock in the dungeon of GB. It's always overtime in here. No matter what happens, it's always overtime. Every game I do is overtime. Man, GB is so crazy true. So crazy true. This is crazy. They said it's the first overtime in the playoffs ever in Denver, and they were in a lot of playoffs over the years with John, and especially during the John Elway years. Wow, no kidding, Tony. That's what we always worry about with preseason matches or games or practices. Star players getting hurt. Well, here comes Denver. If they don't score on this drive, I'm telling you, Josh Allen's scoring. Dog racing, yeah. Derby Lane, dog racing, Greyhounds. They had a lot of Greyhound racing. It was huge in Tampa, St. Petersburg. Do you think tonight's second game will be as exciting as the first game? It's the 49ers and the Seahawks, tonight's second game. How can it be more exciting than this? And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be watching the Knicks. The Knicks are on right now. I'm going to be watching the Knicks over the Niners and Seahawks. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to watch the Knicks and the Suns when this game is over. But I don't think so. The Niners should have lost to the Eagles, man. Like, the Eagles really, as defending champions, should have taken advantage. The Niners, Brock Purdy had 2 interceptions. Their offense didn't look that great. And the Eagles just couldn't take advantage. Brown dropping every pass thrown to him pretty much. First down, Denver. Really want to see that now, Bon. Okay, I cannot cheer for the Bills or the Pats. Yes, so I can definitely not. I'm with you with the Pats. The Bills have never bothered me. I've never had a problem with the Bills. The Dolphins and the Pats, I cannot stand. Cannot stand the Dolphins and the Pats at all. At all. The Buffaloes never bothered me. They always reminded me of the Jets. 17 years not making the playoffs. Their fans are cool with me. I don't have any, like, Patriot fans. For some reason, they pride themselves on how many times Brady and company beat the Jets. I'm like, everybody beats the Jets. What is the thrill in that? The only thing I can sum it up to is they could never beat the Giants, so we'll just make fun of the Jets. Well, who cares? The whole league makes fun of the Jets. Everybody beats the Jets. So I never saw why that was so thrilling to them. And Dolphin fans, for some reason, they act as if they have been doing things. They haven't won a Super Bowl in over 50 years. They haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. And somehow they get a pass by the media and everybody. So it's weird. But I understand, Sullivan. I understand. I get it. People find it weird that I'm going for Buffalo, but they're New York. I'll go for them. Bills can't. St. Kilda is. That's why I don't go for the Saints. They're the Jets of footy. I couldn't pick them. I already have enough misery in my life. Post some photos. Yes, that was awesome, Tony. I saw them, and Bond, you should check them out. JB, I'm trying to catch up here, guys. St. Kilda make the finals. That's like they're the Jets of footy. 3rd and 11. Bo Nick's back under pressure. Throws it. First down. Oh, he dropped it. The Bills are going to get the ball. They just gave Josh Allen the ball back. They are going to win this game. They were up 23-10. The Broncos were up 23-10 and couldn't take advantage of it. You had the Bills on the ropes, man. You had Josh Allen on the ropes. I know the game is still going on, but you had Josh Allen on the ropes, man. You didn't put him away. Will the Essendon make the finals? And Bond, will the Essendon get you out of the tipping basement? You picked Essendon. Oh, my gosh. Here's the punt. Good punt. Buffalo's getting the ball on like their own 7-yard line, maybe 8-yard line. Stella, what's your prediction? Are the Bills going to win this? Are they going to get in field goal range and win this? I think they are. So, guys, if Buffalo doesn't score here, then whoever scores next wins. So if Denver gets the ball back and scores, the game's over. Buffalo doesn't get a chance again. So Buffalo has to score on this drive or Denver will get the ball back, and there's no more back and forths. No more back and forths. Hi, baby. Hand off James Cook. Made it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. 2nd and 9. Good afternoon, GB. Yep. On the big pass play for Buffalo, he should have gone out of bounds and preserved the 2 timeouts. Amen. Good call. Yes. Subscribe and hit the bell notice. Took away the middle of the field. Absolutely. Josh Allen Company's going to score on this drive. 2nd and 9. Josh Allen back. Get out of there. He has to run. Oh, he almost got a safety. 3rd down. Fam Dweller, Dez and L in the basement. What's going on, guys? Dez and L in the basement. What is going on? Another overtime extravaganza in the basement. All right. Hit the like button. Good day, Dez. Everybody say what's up to Dez. Yes. Whew. 3rd and 5. Come on. I'm a little behind, BC, but I got you, man. I'm with you. Essendon. Want to be there. Amen, BC. Amen. I only go for the Bruins when they play the Islanders. I can't stand them more. First down, Buffalo. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm with you all the way, BC. I am not a Boston fan at all. Like I said, my exception is when the Bruins play the Islanders. I cannot go for the Islanders for any reason whatsoever. Good day, Diz. Good day, Diz. The bird knows better than us. That's right, Michael. Amen. Fremantle Dockers. First and 10. Let's go, Buffalo on the 25-yard, their own 25. James Cook got about 2 yards, maybe 3. Still pushing forward. I'd say he got about 3 yards. Yeah, that's right. Stella the Dweller. Des, you and your dad need to start doing. Yes, Basement Squad needs to come back. Amen, Bon. Good shout out on that. Good shout out on that. Yes, it's their day in the sunshine, so to speak. Yes, very true. BC, America wants Bills, Rams. With the remaining teams that are left, they do. They do. Nobody wants the Patriots. The Texans, I think nobody cares one way or the other about Houston, but I think Houston will beat New England because Houston's got a great defense. CJ Stroud has kind of fallen off the cliff since his rookie year, though. He's the only question mark for me in Houston against New England. 80-plus combined points. Yeah, that Bills-Rams would be great, but the Bills' defense I'm not big on. Their run defense is not good, but you got Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen overcomes everything. 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 Coming soon. Yes, there you go, Bon. There you go. Field goal wins it. That's right. Hope you guys had a good day. Did. Started out the day great with UNL, Des. Can't wait for Nickelback. Oh, my gosh. Oh. That would drive Staff Sergeant Thomas through the ceiling if we did a Nickelback review. We should. We should do a Nickelback review. Yeah, Riley, the Jets had a great footy kicker, Ben Graham. Ben Graham played for the Jets. He was a footy player. And he was a great punter for us. Watch out, Josh, run. Good flip pass to James Cook, fell down, still behind the line of scrimmage, all of that action, and got no yards. Oh, Nickelback. Oh. Nickelback and Coldplay. I don't know what's worse. Coldplay is awful also. The Bombers will win every game and beat the Lions in the Granny. Wow. Yeah, and the Jets will make the playoffs next year. The Jets will make the playoffs next year, Bon. Sure. Absolutely. 100%. I still wear my stuff proud. This is my official basement jersey anyway. Rock got it for me and had it all made up, as you guys have seen. Buffalo Wings flying high tonight. 3rd and 7. Absolutely. Allen back. Flip pass. He got to get 7 yards, dude. He got it. First down, Buffalo. Oh, my gosh. A quick screen pass. He had more than 7 yards. It was behind the line of scrimmage. He ran at least 10 yards. Move it, Josh. Just did. Bon, what drugs did you get to say about Essendon? I asked Bon why he was played so terribly in the tipping last year. He said he picked Essendon every week. Essendon in every match. Docker and Painters. Painters and Dockers. All right, first thing I told you guys, the Bills are scoring on this drive. They started on their own 7 or 8 yard. Pitch out to James Cook. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Oh, Nickelback. Oh, Gunner will never live that down. He will never live that down. Kicker is my favorite position in the league. It's a definitely pressure position for sure. Plus kickers, they miss big-time kicks during the season. They get bounced. A lot of kickers, I mean, unless you're really established with a team, a lot of kickers change teams during the season a lot. You miss a kick that you're supposed to get, you're going to get traded or released. Josh Allen back, puts it up. First, oh, he dropped it. He dropped it. Oh, my gosh, that was a first down. Ben Graham has his own NFL team. Really? Oh, that's cool. If I knew then what I know now, I would have gone, yeah, why not? Kicker, punter. Tom Tuchel was a quarterback in the NFL for the St. Louis Cardinals, which were the Arizona Cardinals, Phoenix Cardinals, whatever you want to call them. Wasn't a very good quarterback in the NFL. Hold on, 3rd and 10. Josh Allen going deep. Caught! Broncos picked it off. So I was right. It was caught, but Denver picked it off. Oh, I'm getting too loud. Denver picked it off. Got to calm down. Basement boss has spoken. Got to calm down. Basement boss has spoken. How did he pick that off? Cooks had it. Hold on. It's simultaneous. This may be Bill's ball. Hold on, guys. Hold on. They may review this one. Hold on. Absolutely, Michael. We always have. That's why I call the basement a hangout. It's just a hangout. We talk about everything in here. Oh, Bon, I don't agree with you there. I'm going for the Bills. I think Bills have the ball. They're not reviewing it? Oh, no, you can't challenge. So Denver gets the ball back. If Denver scores now, Buffalo has 5 turnovers this game. 5. He was on the ground. Cooks was on the ground with the ball, and the guy took it from him. How is that? He was on the ground. Hold on a second. Look at this play. They're reviewing it now. He doesn't really have a lot of possession, Cooks. I thought he solidly had that ball. It was still bouncing around in his hands. I don't know, man. I still think that's a cat. But on the other side, Denver, McMillan didn't take that ball out till he was on the ground, though. G'day, Rock. Yeah, we can hear JB from here. Yes. The basement boss has spoken, GB. Yes, yes. You guys know the health reasons. I got to keep it calm. Got to keep it calm. And the Knicks are already started. They're already in their first quarter, but this is more important right now. Denver, completed pass. Next team that scores wins, regardless if it's a touchdown or a field goal. Red, white, and blue added. Yeah, Gunner. Bruin. Even though there's no cursing, I'll allow that. That's right. Rock going to come down to the basement and lay some people's elbow on JB. That's right, Bon. You saw the light flashing. You saw it flashing. I got to keep calm. The Rock. That's right. Told you don't bet on this. I don't bet anyway, so thank goodness. Yeah, Bruin knows. It's okay. We'll let that one slide. Bruin knows. Thank you, Manav. Bo Nick's back. Good cutback. First down and more. Uh-oh. Yep. And Bruin's an OG dweller. He knows, but it's okay. That's a rarity. It's all good. He feels the same way I do right now, and Gunner and company have to be flipping out. Cool. Bond says, what's up, The Rock? Hope you're doing well. She's doing great, man. She is doing great. There's Rock now. There she is now. Fam Dweller, Rock in the basement. GB and company. GB said they can hear me from Australia, Rock. That's why they had to flash the light. Not looking good for Buffalo. Yeah, Bruin. Not looking good for Buffalo, man. Well, Manav says, hey, Rock. Manav didn't cook tonight. He said he's having snacks tonight. G'day, Rock from Cullen. Bruin says, what's up? GB says, what's up? Yeah, laugh. GB, yeah, he said he can hear me from Australia. That's why you had to hit the lights. That's it. All right, we got 2nd and 10. 6 minutes left in the first overtime. Oh, timeout. Timeout Denver. Timeout Denver. They are on their own 45-yard line. When is The Rock and Johnny coming to Australia? Whew. Hopefully next year, man. It won't be this year, but hopefully next year. That'll be great. Great trip. We'd like to make some trips. I look forward to it. I really do. I really do. Look forward to doing it. Right, Stella? The Broncos are 11-2 in one-score games. It's the most in NFL history. The Chiefs in 24 and the 22 Vikings. Rock, I'll have to send you a few recipes for Australian food. Bond. It's great. And Bond, thanks for all the support of her channel too, man. That is amazing. Thank you all. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. They're on their own 47-yard line. Nick's back, plenty of time, puts it up. Oh, they call pass interference. Come on. Come on. That's lame. That's not pass interference, man. That is lame. That's lame. Gladly accept. Yeah, Rock. Bond, that would be awesome, man. Because we know the Outback here is not Australian food. We know the Outback is not Australian food. We know that. We go to the Outback, we're like, this is not Australian food. We have an Outback right around the corner from us. 2 fouls by the defense. I'll take that back. That was passing. And roughing the quarterback. Oh, the roughing the quarterback by Bosa. That's awful. Forget about the pass interference. What is Bosa? What is Joey Bosa thinking about? What is Joey Bosa thinking about? He hit Bo Nix like 3 steps after he threw the ball. Hey, Mom. There's family matters. And Staff Sergeant Thomas, of all people, is not in here. Mr. Marine is not in here tonight. Mr. Marine is not in here. He would have loved all of this. I have never even heard of Tim Tams, Riley. And now they get a flag. Roughing the passer. What was Joey Bosa thinking about, man? That was completely roughing the passer. Bo Nix running to the sideline and gets stopped. He lost yards. Yeah, Bruin, this is bad, man. Gunner's got to be sucking on an exhaust pipe right now outside on a car, man. This is crazy. What's some good Australian food? Bond's going to drop some in Mom's channel. Yeah, Bruin, it's over, man. What was Joey Bosa? Forget about the pass interference. What was Joey Bosa thinking about? I can't even defend that. Yeah, the Outback, good example, Bond. The Outback would be like saying McDonald's is a real American burger. I mean, come on. Bo Nix going up high. Dropped it. Oh, come on. That's pass interference too? I'll drive to Brisbane for that, or even Melbourne. Come on. Let me see the replay. That wasn't pass interference. See, this is where the NFL kills me, man. This is what I don't like. This is why I don't like the NFL as much as I used to. Yep, that's the right call. He pulled his arm down. He pulled his arm down before the ball. I'm sorry, that was pass interference. He pulled, his arms are like this, and he pulled his arm down before the ball got there. I know, he's in here every night. Where's Mr. Marine? Bond, send some recipes. Send some recipes, Bond. Tim Tams are phenomenal. How come I never heard of them? Rock, have you heard of Tim Tams? I don't know. Australian meat pie. Australian meat pie. Aussie burger is so good. Rock, will do. Will do. All right, Bond. Trust me, she'll be all over it. She'll be all over. He pulled his arm down. I can't say he didn't. He pulled his arm down. Jeez, Buffalo. I need to try it. Tim Tams, yeah. Oh, then he took his helmet off and makes it even worse. Automatic. This game's over now. Rock, will do. The AFL. Oh, 100%. I agree, Riley. I love footy. Footy is better. Baseball, hockey, and basketball are my favorite sports over the NFL. The NFL has changed too much. Too much. Bills are done. Bills are done. That was a really stupid, starting with Joey Bosa hitting Bo Nix way after he threw the ball. That was roughing the passer, was legit. And this game's over unless he misses the field goal. Unless he misses the field goal, which would be crazy, 24 yards out. But we've seen it before. We've seen it before. I've never even heard of Tim Tams. Tim Tam Slam. Bond, I've never heard of it. They're a biscuit. Never heard of it. I used to call myself Tim 20 years ago. Aussies would laugh, but the rest of the world didn't get it. I've never heard of it. All they have to do is kick a 24-yard field goal, which should be a chip shot, unless it gets blocked or he just outright misses it, which has happened. It's very rare, but it has happened. The world, oh, yeah, I knew what you meant, Cullen. Yep. I'll send JB a video of Tim Tam Slam. Yep, and send Rock the videos. Send Rock the videos, Bond. Bills are eliminated. Denver wins. Denver won. Bills are eliminated. I want the burger. Bills have been eliminated. Gunner and everybody has to be besides themselves. Bills lost another freaking playoff game. They had 5 turnovers in the game. 5 turnovers, guys. That was awful. Just awful. And it starts with that James Cook fumble. I still go back to that because the Bills were up 7-3 and they were driving down the field and he fumbled on the 25-something yard line. 30-yard line. And now how about this play here where Cooks had the ball on the ground? That's a little suspect there. I don't know. Sorry to the Bills fans. I was going for the Bills. Trust and believe. I was going for the Bills, but they're gone. Denver owns the AFC Championship in their house. Guys, I will be on. I might be on tomorrow for the Lightning at 2 o'clock. I'll be on for the Knicks Monday at 5. Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. The Knicks play the Dallas Mavericks. I'll definitely be on for that. Bruin, that was terrible, man. Night, guys. Good night, everybody. Thanks, as always, for your guys' support. Always appreciate the support from everybody. Bad finish to a game, no doubt, Riley. Rock, I'll send JB the recipe for the Aussie burger on Discord message. Send it in her channel too, Bon. You can send it on her channel too. Night, Bruin. Typical, yep. They loot on you, Johnny. See you, Dungeon Knights. GB, thank you. Next time, see you next time, Dwellers. Gunner. How is Cooks not a catch, man? Joey Bosa, there's no excuse for that one, Gunner, but that shouldn't have happened because how did the ball take it from Cooks? Another freaking heartbreaker for Buffalo. But they had 5 turnovers in the game, too. I mean, geez. Should let him play, Sullivan. Yes, should let him play. That's why the NFL is not what it used to be. They don't let him play. Catch y'all next time. Yep. How is that pass interference, but the defender can restrict the guy's arm in the end zone? It's not right. If you're going to call it, you got to call it fairly. I agree, Gunner, because not for nothing, he did pull his arm down before the ball was there, but in the end zone, that wasn't pass interference. It's the same thing. It is pass interference, but Joey Bosa was terrible on that pass interference, roughing the passer. And Cooks, how is he taking the ball when he's on the ground holding it? Oh, man. Life goes on. Cheers, lads. And one last. Yep. Have a great weekend. Me and I'll be back on for sure Monday at 5 for the Knicks and the Dallas Mavericks. I may be on tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the Lightning. The Rangers are on at 10 o'clock all week. I won't be doing any West Coast games. You guys know that. Can I say match fixing? You never know, Riley. You never know. Good night, guys. I'll see you all. Thanks for the support again. We are out of here, and look for me Monday at 5. Maybe I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, see ya.